as we see Secret versus Newbee. You know, NA, two teams playing here, EG and Newbee. Well, it's weird to say Newbie and NA. That still doesn't sound right to say. Forward Gaming or X Forward Gaming, and it's Newbee. It's the second team from NA who's so far done better. EG got 2-0'd. You know, maybe Newbee are the ones who are gonna have to carry the American flag here at TI in China.
They already know what they're gonna pick. Team Secret. This is why I like this team.
Yeah.
They're always so confident, and they were even using Crystal Maiden when she was not that popular.
Yeah.
So Naga Siren, Crystal Maiden. We still don't know if it's gonna be 5 or 4 Maiden.
And
Puppy.
Naga, it could be what? 1, 2, 3, 4? Anything?
I feel like Naga Siren should be either mid or on the side lane. Just one or two.
It'll be a core, okay.
And then, do you consider offlane as a core?
Yeah, I mean, like Valve does, you know, when you're searching your core MMR, it includes offlane. But I feel like offlane is a thing of its own, for sure. When I think carries, like I like group mid and the safe lane carry together as like the two carries of the team. I wouldn't normally consider offlanes.
I think offlane is a core.
Okay.
Because you contribute so maybe not back in the days when it was a suicide lane.
But there's so many games where 4 positions have as much or more farm than their offlaners. So it's like, where does it end, you know? To me, 4 and 3 are kind of merging together a lot, in some games at least.
So they have 2 root mechanics already on side of Team Secret against both Ember Spirit and Mirana. Ember Spirit can't even use Slight anymore.
That's true.
This was kind of change that we needed.
So Mirana, for the most part, we've seen as a 4 position. I feel it's been the main.
Yeah, I think that's the core. We're gonna see either 4 or 5, mostly 4.
Yeah, and it's having like these mids that can set up your arrow as well. Like we saw Kunkka earlier today, and here we've got Ember. So although you don't normally see the Searing Chains as much, but maybe with the Mirana, if there's rotations coming in, that's where you get that value point in Searing Chains. We'll have to wait and see though. And then Secret, yeah, Naga CM. Nothing too crazy. So
they ban out Omni Knight. There was a lot of talk about the Mirana before TI started. I heard Omni Knight word a lot as a counter. Strong Dispel. Same goes for Abaddon. Just you kind of ruin the arrow for her.
And if you get arrowed with Heavenly Grace on you anyways, it's not a 5-second arrow. You're looking at like a 1 second arrow. Yeah, that arrow is not lasting all too long. So that's always a nice little add-on. But yeah, we'll see what these teams are doing. How do you rate Newbee? Like these, obviously 2 against Liquid. Was that just like a shock factor? They came in well prepared, had some good strats. Like, do you think they're actually a good contender at this TI?
I'd say they are the underdog. Jack said confident underdog. It's the best place to be.
Okay. Against Secret or just as a whole?
In general, in this tournament.
Sure. I mean, as Secret, obviously, they are the underdog. Secret, for a lot of people, the favorite at TI. I think everyone, if you ask who their favorite is, it's pretty much Secret or Vici Gaming. As far as the outsiders go, I think if you talk to the teams, they all have different ideas of who's doing better in scrims and stuff like that. But yeah, Newbee have looked promising all year. To me, they're just a team that's always slightly disappointed at the DPC events. When they're playing as forward, I was always just like, man, these guys, they should do well. They look really good. And then it was like, okay, they got bottom 4 or bottom 8 at a major. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like they could have played better. There's always a chance to improve, but
I just saw Jack complaining a lot on Twitter that they always had to verse VP. Maybe that's all it was. But I mean, you verse these top teams enough, like. You know, some of these other, you look at what other teams do, and they win occasionally. So, but anyways, that's that. And then you got Secret. You know, obviously one of the favorites. They won 2 of the 5 majors throughout the season. They won the ESL One Birmingham event, which was basically a major. So they're a pretty dominant team.
Birmingham was pretty stacked.
Yeah, winning Birmingham was just as hard as winning a major.
10 seconds
I would say.
And they go with Dark Willow, so that's a 3rd root mechanic against Mirana and Ember Spirit, already looking good.
Yep, Jakiro for Newbee picked up in response. giving them at least some kind of counter initiation play. Ice Path is going to be kind of key there for maybe helping Ember and Mirana out when they do get rooted, which will obviously inevitably happen at some point. So we'll see. An Ogre, probably this has to be a core really at this point. I think we're going to see some 3-position Ogre.
Definitely, I think that's his role. Either position 5 or 3, where you build all these tanky team fighting items, Crimson, Pipe. You can basically build anything on this hero, but you know what's cute about him? Hand of Midas. Just multicast it.
Hand of Midas?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to be talking about like his hairdo or, you know,
now also
vote
nice for Ogre. Vote for Ogre.
Yeah, vote for Ogre, okay. I'm kind of 50-50 on that, you know.
I like both of these heroes.
Yeah, I got to the end and I was like, oh, I'm okay with either. I don't feel strongly about either as well. Like, neither's my favorite hero, but I don't dislike either, you know. It's not like there's like a, I don't know, an Invoker against someone, or like a Pudge. I would be like, oh, dude, don't give Pudge one.
Don't.
Oh, yeah, you're a Pudge player.
Just,
I forgot who I'm casting.
Please delete me from the friend list right now.
Oh no, we're gonna have our first caster fight here. We're day 1 Lacoste. I thought we could get through it without fighting. I just, you know, every game is gonna had a Pudge when it kind of comes out, but I guess for you, like, you get to enjoy using it. Do you have the Pudge, Arcana?
Yeah. I still didn't unlock it. I don't get the chance to play against Rubik. I think I need 2 more wins. The green Arcana looks way better.
Yep. So, yeah, we're going to see Ogre Willow. We saw on another stream, Fnatic did some Ogre core. Ice played it. He did some Ogre Shaman, Bloodlust and Shadow Shaman. But, you know, he's got a Fire Blast to set up the Brambles. It's definitely a scary looking lane, and then we will see most likely Nisha playing the Naga Siren.
Newbee took their time and went for a Life Stealer. I like this because he can get pretty much out of anything, and they don't have any spell that goes through Rage.
Yeah. The area where he maybe falls short is just the matchup against Naga can be a little bit tough, but you fix up with the items, I guess, like going for the Radiance. You've got the Evasion talent at level 20. So you can stay alive against Naga at least. I don't imagine we'll see any kind of Armlet Deso when you're playing into Naga, but could be wrong.
They already have Ember Spirit to deal with the illusions, but
that's true.
Radiance against illusions is always great. Yeah. And you can just go into backlines. It's great against Dark Willow when she uses the Shadow Realm as well. It looks like a really good Radiance game.
And we've even seen earlier today the support Mirana gets Ag Scepter and basically becomes a core. That's another way of dealing with those illusions. So does look like Newbee will be looking for an offlaner with their last pick. That's what Secret think as well. Banning out Tidehunter. Just another hero that can also push out lanes, deal with illusions. As for Secret, looking for their other core. Naga could be mid, could be safe lane.
10 seconds remaining.
I would love to see Team Secret getting something that goes through Rage.
What are we looking at as far as those heroes go, though?
Or someone who can man up and just fight against the Life Stealer. Jug is still in the pool.
Jug, sure.
But Jug Naga Siren kind of feels...
I was thinking of something like with like the insta-stun, like a DK, you know, where you can just have that. I mean, you're playing against Ember and Lifestealer. These are heroes that you want to have like stuns against, maybe. Not that maybe DK into Lifestealer is the best matchup. There's an Underlord. Tanky fella.
They needed the pipe carrier here, and it's going to give them so much value.
I mean, this Underlord, if he tanks up, I don't feel like there's that much damage on the Secret side right now to deal with him. But Secret, of course, probably looking at ways to solve that with their last pick. No OD available. That would have been obviously a very good pick. That's why Newbee banned it. And we'll see what Secret look to get. 40 seconds left to figure out what either mid one or Nisha is going to be playing here. I don't think we see anything too crazy as far as what they've already picked up.
They can create a lot of space with just these 3 Crystal Maiden, Willow, and Ogre while Naga Siren farm, so they don't necessarily need to get the playmaking mid.
Ooh.
Choose your hero.
Slark. So it will be Nisha playing the Naga and mid one on the Slark. We'll have to see what that means for the lanes, because both Slark and Naga could theoretically go mid. Slark is a hero that has a way to get out of, get out of roots as well, which is important mostly for the Ember. Also, if you see something like an arrow coming, maybe you can Dark Pact it off as well. And yeah, we'll see. Do you like the Slark pick?
It looks like a really good Slark game to start with. They don't have enough control for him, even though if you see a team picking Naga Siren and Slark, I think everyone would say, yeah, this is extremely greedy, but it's a team secret. They can make it work, especially with the Crystal Maiden in the team, so Slark will have a lot of mana regen to work with, HP regen, of course, with his ulti, so he can just farm the jungle, but the thing is, both of these heroes love to be in the jungle.
5 seconds.
That's why I mentioned that these three kind of supports can create a lot of space on the map, and
that might be where we see Slark playing more aggressive, not going for the Midas this game even? Or do you think you just have to go for the Midas?
Well, I guess they're gonna see how the laning stage goes.
Okay.
You really can't have Ogre with Midas, Naga Siren just farming, Slark with Midas.
That sounds not the I'd like to see just like a Treads drums or phase drums on Slark, and then go Diffusal after that, right? And go for this build that allows you to be more active. It's kind of more mid-1 style as well. On this team, Nisha's the guy that's going to farm and go play for the late game. Mid-1 wants to play for the early to mid game. So, as for Newbee, we're going to see that support Mirana coming into play. A few times we've seen that already today, and their game plan is a little bit different. They haven't got the late game as much, but their mid game when they hit like their lifesteal or item timings is where they're kind of scary.
Feels like Newbee's lineup is more mid-game oriented, even though they scale well. Like Mirana can transition into a late game. When I say late game, that doesn't necessarily mean she's gonna get a butterfly satanic,
yeah,
but with Aghanim Scepter, she actually deals a lot of damage.
She can actually scale. It's not like this hero that's gonna fall off completely. Has ways to farm as well.
For battle.
So. Well, we'll see how things pan out here as we get ourselves underway with the lanes. Typical 4-position stuff, both 4 positions you talked about, Lacoste. They love these Sage's masks.
Yeah, it's kind of a new meta where you just buy Ring of Protection in the side shop. You get +8 damage from it, 2 armor, some mana regen for your laning partner.
Yep. And yeah, it gives you these very strong dual lanes, and then no other big surprises, it looks like, with anything. Naga sending out some early illusions. Does look like Ember thought about trying to kill it off, but that's not going to be happening. And it will be Slark going to the mid lane. That was one of the questions. Obviously, typically mid-1 is the mid laner, but every now and then they do send Nisha there if he's got a certain hero or matchup they want to play. Like particularly when he used to play Morphling a bit, he would go to that mid lane. Not going to be the case here.
Slark mid because he is going to get levels and comes online faster. He's going to be that playmaking hero, even though Slark is really not that.
Battle for the Bounty Runes. Does look like Newbee were hoping to get these top ones, but 3 secret heroes are there. Make it 4. Arrow going to go flying in, not going to land, and it will be 3 Bounty Runes going Secret's way, as they did manage to get 1 at the bottom lane as well. Do we see lane swap? So Newbee see this, and does look like Puppy's going to be TPing down bottom. Not to the tower, just to the shrine. What's Puppy up to here? Blocking camps? Okay. What's the idea? Is he just worried about Underlord getting in there, like with pulling waves from behind the tower?
So that he can't farm both lane creeps and the jungle creeps if he goes behind.
And I guess Puppy's expecting to be able to zone him out and maybe to force him to pull waves from behind this tower. There's instantly Puppy's coming to help out Nisha secure this lane as best as possible. So, let's see how this goes. Snaking, very tanky fella. This is Underlord in a nutshell. Meanwhile, back at top. Well, there was an arrow down bottom. Yeah, Puppy actually got hit by this one, and that's going to be first blood. Snaking gets the last hit. Really nicely played. Back at top, it was Ogre pulling waves from behind the tower. That's what I want to take a look at, but first blood is claimed.
And this is why Mirana is the first big material right now. If you hit that arrow, it's gonna guaranteed kill unless you have something to remove the arrow with. And she can also farm the side camp easily. Like when you're playing your pub games, you do not want to see that your Mirana just arrowing the big creep.
I love doing it. I'm a big support Mirana player. That's the dream, you know. You just got to kill in your lane, and for every arrow that gets a kill, you've earned yourself a big creep, you know.
If you have nothing to do,
yeah.
It's pretty much free gold if you have mana regen.
Exactly.
And with the Ring of Bassi, look at it, 2.3 per second. Also has some clarities.
That's the thing, you're often playing in trees and fog, so it's very easy to get use out of those clarities as well. So, here we are, back at top lane. Does look like Mr. Fish here is in a bit of trouble here. The Fire Blast into the Bramble route. Will be looking to maybe get himself to the Roshan pick for a deny, but not able to do so. Ogre with the Bloodlust. Secret, that's Zai on the Ogre, chasing him down.
You'd make great hired muscle.
So far, both Lifestealer and Slark on top of the CS chart. Puppy in a bit of trouble.
There's a leap. They've almost certainly got this kill. It's just a matter of how many leaps they have to use. That's the last leap, and Puppy will go down.
Replenish time on leap got buffed from 60 to 40 seconds. 45, sorry.
I think it was actually looking for the Centaur there. Oh well. We'll take the creeps instead.
Did you want to do that?
Oh, mid one should be careful on a mid lane.
Yeah, double damage, but he's also looking to keep taking these stacks. He's manning up there, looking for the kill. Who's going to get Ember? Just wins the right-click battle. Is he suiciding? Yeah. He's trying to die while the Slark's still dead.
Yeah, that's worth it.
Yeah.
He's not getting any XP. You're out of mana, out of regen.
And what you know, if Slark TP's back into the lane while you're still low, he's going to be able to crush you. So you want to be having full health and full mana in lane. You don't mess with CCNC. This guy's a player.
CCNC has always been the player that has a great understanding of the laning stage. Sometimes his decision-making in the mid-game were not perfect, but one of the strongest laners for sure.
Yeah. Making the best of this mid matchup. Slightly behind on CS. 4 last hits, 4 denies, but with that kill, he should have a bit of an edge, and it is a 50 net worth advantage for Ember. And experience-wise, he's ahead by almost half a level. A bit under that, so is ever so slightly winning this mid lane.
Was using word slightly intentional.
Absolutely not. I would. I'm not that clever, Lacoste. Give me too much credit. Oh, didn't get that range creep. He's a failure. As Jakira up top, getting bullied back to the tier 2 tower. Yep, so making use of this Bloodlust. Definitely one of those spells. Level 1. It is well and truly a value point.
For a moment, I thought that was Dark Willow with level 25 talent.
It's a lot.
Arrow is going to hit.
Oh. Leaps on forward with the Starstorm. Nisha gets hit by the double, but it's not going to be enough to bring him down. Mirana steals one more leap charge. It looks like Puppy should die here. Has a salve if he could juke this one, and is succeeding in doing so. Runs north. Nisha also salving up, so it is going to be Mirana needing to just get the hell out of here.
Snaking.
Snaking incredibly low.
He's just going to out-regen the damage from Crystal Maiden.
Yeah. They're both going to be forced back here. They want to heal up. Bounty Rune's coming soon, and with those two heroes forced to head back to Fountain to heal up, Puppy should be able to get both these bottom Bounty Runes. So, doing what damage he can. At the same time, it's Secret looking to secure these top Bounty Runes, so I think we're going to be seeing 4 Bounty Runes going the way of Secret.
It's really hard to contest the bounties against the Dark Willow,
yeah.
Especially with the build that Yappy went for.
I don't think they were ever going to... Oh yeah, they weren't ever going to contest top. The idea was they should get bottom, but by losing that trade and the salves coming out, and they didn't cancel them, meant that, you know, they just lost the 2 Bounty Runes bottom, which they're supposed to get. Back at mid, Ember's hit level 6 now, so has those remnants that Slark has to be a little bit careful of. Uses the Flame Guard to farm the lane, then instantly remnants back to a jungle camp. CCNC just trying to be efficient and play more of a farming game.
And Slark is actually going for Hand of Midas, first item. Even though he's the mid in this game, it doesn't necessarily need to be that active. The three supports, off lane and both supports can make a lot of space.
Yeah. Ogre off lane can feel like a bit of a support at times. Like the way you itemize is often getting all those teamfight items. Get the Solar Crest, get the Vlads. Maybe you're throwing a Midas if you're feeling a little bit greedy. Top lane, Ogre. Going on in on the lifesteal, who's just going to rage up, but will be forced to run away.
Dire's middle tower is
Kind of
under
a slower laning stage now, with both teams kind of having some heroes that need a bit of farm to come online. Do you think this kind of favors one team or the other?
I think Team Secret, if they want to itemize like this, go for the Midases. You have Naga Siren in your team. You don't want to rush anything. And they picked up 4 bounties. With the levels, I think their heroes are way better. Especially when the support's at level 6.
They've got themselves a 1k gold lead. So the numbers kind of reflect that, although the numbers mostly being the bounty runes, like you said.
If you compare both supports, like once Mirana hits level 6, it's not that effective. It's great ulti if you have heroes to kill with. Jakiro, sometimes he doesn't even get Macro Pyro on level 6 because he has mana issues.
Yeah. And then for the Radiant side, Dark Willow, it's like you've suddenly got a huge amount of kill potential with your level 6, so definitely something where Secret probably content with how this game is going, like you're saying. Coming towards mid is Secret. Both supports are in the neighborhood. And they actually get the root chains here. It will be a Sleight of Fist. He gets rooted again, but there's just not enough damage during this. And CCNC will remnant himself out of there. Once again, leaving these remnants on these jungle camps so he can very quickly access additional farm.
This is the beauty of Ember Spirit and Kanka. You just X-mark yourself, or you TP and go back to Remnant in a second, pretty much. Get yourself to full HP and mana.
Gets himself a ward from Mr. Pylite, and we'll find the haste rune. So see what he can do with this one, if he's just going to keep farming, playing the lane, or if he is going to start looking to rotate anytime soon. Does seem like he's more intent on farming, the way he keeps throwing these fire remnants into the jungle. You're going to just push out one more wave and go jungle. Slark will have Midas soon. There's the Midas. Ember should be okay. Has the remnant. Has been leashed up here. The Brambles is there to follow it up. They're going to get them. Yep. Gets the remnant away. Prepared for this once again. Has the shrine and everything. They do bully him out of lane time and time again. And I think for Secret, you're still okay with this. Obviously, you prefer to kill him, but hey, Slark's free farming. Naga's free farming. They've got the top 2 net worth heroes on their side.
Yeah, and if you look at the itemization, Team Secret is playing the economy game. Ogre also has Hand of Midas queued up. Both of the supports have, actually 3 heroes on their side have GPM talent. So
yeah,
they're really good to play this in super
That's
late game.
Some of them come along, like CM you need 15 for it and stuff, but you'll get them. In on the top lane. They want this Mirana. Arrow from the trees potentially could come. They will land it. Is the damage going to be there? With the phase boots, he's pretty tanky. Infest damage will be just enough as Mirana, Yoar, gets that kill. So
We didn't talk too much about the Naga Siren. I mean, she's just stacking the creeps for herself, jungling. 404 build, pretty much standard. We can spam out the mirror image.
CC going for a solo kill here on the Slark, but won't overcommit. I guess Naga just leaving the jungle now just because you can farm safer and faster there. Is that the plan? Free
Yeah,
up the
and
lane for the support.
CM is only level 4. She farms way faster in the jungle. There's the arrow.
Yep. Had to wait. Hit the range creep. Didn't land it on Puppy. I think the route wasn't going to be long enough, so he had to kind of guess where Puppy was going to move to. And
It's a bit of Malice level 2.
okay.
1.2 second duration. If he maybe leaped forward, the arrow would still connect. I don't think they needed a longer stun. It's CM who's only level 4. I love this.
Yaps are at level 6.
Alright.
With the Bedlam, they should have the damage for a kill here. The arrow going to go flying through, but that's not enough. And here comes mid one, looking to get himself some essence. Permanent agility acquired.
is under attack.
What do you love about Mr. CM?
Well, bracer
Oh.
instead of boots.
And that bracer just saved Puppy's life, potentially. No, still going to go down to the Miranda Leap Starstorm, but did force an extra bit of commitment. Who needs boots anyways? CCNC rotating nice and early here. Yapster could be in some trouble. The Flame Guard, CCNC trying to do what he can to apply some pressure here, but does need to be a little bit careful. Naga actually cancelling that TP. Perhaps feeling not too sure about this one. And Yapsor's going to die to one more Sleight of Fist. It's up in a couple of seconds. Yapsor, he's just dead. Yep. Well, level 4 Sleight of Fist, that's what it does to you.
6-second cooldown. Can't really run away.
And all that extra damage from it. 160 bonus hero damage. They want this tier 1 bottom tower. CNC playing on such low health here, but there's just not a whole lot that can threaten him. Does look like he's going to have to head back soon, so...
They will have a really great setup in the mid-game. Chains into arrow.
Yep.
Right now it's only level 1 searing chains. 1.5 second duration. Also a bit of malice once that's maxed out. It's going to be really easy to set those arrows from Mirana.
Remnants back in. I think he also refilled the Mirana's bottle. I'm not entirely sure, I didn't see, but he did Remnant right next to the Mirana. Didn't seem like perhaps an intentional little play. As Puppy going to look to set up this kill on the Ember Spirit, and well, Ember just Remnants away. And actually with an arrow, mid one could be in some trouble here. Another Remnant, yeah, they get that kill. Puppy should be a second to fall if they've got the mana for it, and it does look like that's the plan. CCNC diving on forward. His Ember Spirit has just been fantastic so far, but with the TP in from the Ogre Magi, they may have overcommitted here. Mirana gets the kill, leaps into the trees with a Moonlight Shadow, and has a TP out. Bramble's going to miss, so...
Yeah, he also has another arrow. There's the setup.
Forget TPing out. Oh, Ogre
nice
takes it.
by Ogre.
Yeah. He keeps Yapster alive with that one, but they've rotated in Jakiro now as well. And with the Macropie, they've got so much damage. Mirana goes leaping on out, and all Yapster can do is try and run away, but this Shadow Realm, Yapster, he's in trouble. He didn't have a TP, so he's going to pay for it with his life. Newbee are crushing it. They just suddenly came online.
Are playing so well at the moment. They're just outnumbering Team Secret. But if you look at the gold, it's still only 1k net of advantage.
Yeah. But that's largely because of the way that Secret are playing in a fairly greedy style.
Yeah, because Naga Siren is really farming a lot, both jungle and the lane at the same time. So, but they're getting a lot of levels. Look at Mirana, level 8. If you compare her to level 6 Crystal Maiden. Dark Willow, I mean Dark Willow is also level 8.
Yeah. Similar-ish, but nicely lined up. Gets the arrow, pops the shrine. But yeah, Secret are very much playing the farming game. They've got Naga Siren, who doesn't have a Midas, but basically plays like she does with the way she jungles so fast, and then you've got Midas Slark and Midas Ogre. So for Newbee, you've got to be aggressive, you've got to be finding these kills, and that's exactly what CCNC has done. He's 3-1-4. He's been fantastic with how active he's been here in the early game.
Also has full Veil finished.
He's level 13.
That's a lot of magical damage. If you combine that with the Mirana Starstorm or just the Firestorm, they have a lot of storms though.
All the storms.
Besides Storm Spirit.
Got the Firestorm too, right?
Yeah.
Underlord, yeah. Firestorm, Starstorm. So, we'll see. Still does feel like a very good slot game if he can just come online a bit. Has a Hood queued up. Mid one really looking to tank up here. Which reminds me, the Eternal Envy Slark build. He used to go Hood, right?
Yeah.
I think that was a... You know, at first people thought it was a bit of a meme, but then it was like, actually, this situationally is quite good. When you're playing against a lot of magic damage, you really need to be able to stay alive. And he's less pressure on him to do damage. He's got a Naga on his team. Here come Bounty Runes. Both teams want him. It looks like Secret will get their Bounty Runes on their side of the map, but neither team will contest the other team. Life still continue to farm. He's got a Midas as well, so there's one Midas on the Newbee side. Still Groot with the Searing Chains. CNC getting rooted himself, and won't be able to find all too much more of that. And it does look like Newbee is just going to group up here and try and take this tier 1 tower. It's been bloodlusted, but with the siege creep, this tower should be going down. The question is, can Newbee get the last hit for it? Arrow is still on cooldown, or they may be able to go on that Crystal Maiden. the Newbee, you really want to make sure you try to get this last hit on the tower. You don't want to see it get denied here, and it does look like Secret aren't going to be able to contest it.
A lot of zoning spells from Newbee. You have Ice Bat, it's only level 1 at the moment, but Pit of Malice, so they can pretty much choose where they want to fight. Still didn't see Naga Siren using Song.
She's farming the enemy jungle and may need to use it soon. Nisha. Does Nisha go for the Song here? Go for this extra creep wave. Nisha may get a kill. Oh, okay. Nisha just honing it up. Have they got anything to cancel this from afar? They do. It's an arrow.
Positioning from Mirana.
So well played. Nisha gets caught by the arrow. Right afterwards, Mirana actually walked into the sleep, but she did her job. She got the arrow. Now they're going to kill Nisha, and they give the kill to Yawar.
Really nicely done by Mirana. Leaps away from Song.
Top lane mid ones. He's being stunned, but he's actually the one who's got a lot of damage here. That Hood's saving Slack's life almost, I want to say. And they've got 2 spells that catch Naga while she's trying to solve top lane. Nice searing chains into an ice path. There's a Pit of Malice as well. They're just chaining them as well. They do get the fear out onto the Ember Spirit. Have they got any follow-up? They get it with the pounce as well. Slider Fist unable to be used as Mirana now rotates in as well, but they've lost CCNC and the Slack getting a lot of stats here. Snake just trying to get his team out of this one. Mirana with the ice path will be kept alive. They cancel the relocate out. And Slack now with the ultimate able to keep on fighting. That's a lot of Agi. 28, 29, 87 stolen agility. All of this essence shift, but mid one very low in health. A great build. This Hood pickup really paying off there. And Snaking canceling the Dark Rift out. I'm not sure if he would have saved the Mirana or not there. Would have been close.
He's gonna go in.
Yeah.
Again, there he goes.
So tanky right now. And Slack with all of this Agi just wants to go diving into these kills.
He's just gonna take the tower instead. 200 plus damage, Hand of Midas. He's level 15.
Yep, they may have killed that Naga, but it's still Secret winning the farm war.
This is so untypical of Secret. They just took a tier 1 tower 18 minutes in.
Their first tower of the game, yeah. They're playing a much slower paced, greedier game, and it's working okay for them so far. I mean, they're ahead on gold. Pressure is still coming their way, particularly with CCNC's Ember doing as well as he is. Gonna be hitting level 15 soon. Get that extra Searing Chain second, perhaps. And Mirana had 4 stuff queued up, but I think realized the way this game is going that she needs to be greedier. Now buys some Aghanim Scepter components.
She's definitely gonna buy that 4 staff Aster.
Later,
like
yeah.
it's a must against the Slark, against the, let's say, Ensnare, Bramble Maze. Newbee, they're smoked.
Yeah, what are they going to do here? They have got Moonlight Shadow. Nisha pops Sneaking Smoke, but does look like they're going to back off a little bit. And Ember now with a Maelstrom complete. Even more damage coming into play. Thinking it was real, they did root up some Naga illusions there, but not the case that it will amount to a whole lot.
Naga only needs 200 gold to finish the second Diffusal Blade. Slug already got one.
They got the chain roots into an arrow here. Have they got the damage with the Starstorm? It's going to be plenty of damage. As Ember Spirit goes sliding in for that last hit. Slack on the high ground. Whoa, wants to go onto Pylai Dai. Pylai Dai. Some trouble, gets feared up. They've got this mech though. This mech is going to help keep Pylai Dai alive, and Yapsor may have overcommitted for this one. The roots are there. The Ember's going to come bouncing back in just a second now as well, and Slack may be forced to Shadow Dance his way out of here. Can he leap himself to the low ground? Does do so with the Shadow Dance, and will just TP himself on home. So a 2-for-1 trade.
Bounty runes are spawning. That's the second Diffusal Blade.
Yep. Who bought the Naga got the second for the Radiant, yep.
This'll come in handy.
Okay. Uh-oh. Arrow. Can he get the deny to Newts? Should be able to, no. Not a fun game for these supports. I feel like we've seen a fair few kills, but most of them are coming on these supports, and let's take a look, yeah. 6 deaths on Puppy's Crystal Maiden, 4 on the Dark Willow, 10 of these 16 kills.
Good play by CCNC. Dodges that pounce, otherwise he would have died for sure. No mana. Now he popped the region.
Get the D-ward off. This Miranda, by the way, 7, 1, and 8.
15 out of 16 kills.
That's impressive, gotta say. Definitely putting on a show as far as what this 4-position Miranda can do. All it took was a small little buff on the recent patch, and suddenly Miranda's support looks a whole lot better with that extra int, the lower cooldown on the arrow as it levels up as well. And that's the big one, I feel like, that cooldown improving, because as a support, your arrow stun is one of your biggest tools.
Yeah, but the extra int so you can use arrow more often.
Oh, and when you're playing that support in the lane, that's such a big deal. Like, you're going between arrowing, trying to go for kills, and also just jungling a little bit. Very even game here. Newbee holding their own against one of the TI9 favorites. Misha runs into Jakiro here. That's a real one. He get caught out by the ranged lifesteal, who has completed a Radiance here. Yua's just been quietly farming away on his lifestealer, hasn't?
Yeah, we didn't talk about him. Radiance going for Halberd next.
Makes sense. That's going to be a lot of evasion, and Naga's a hero that does not deal with evasion at all.
When they're using Moonlight Shadow, if they want to play aggressive, Lifestealer should turn off the Radiance, because if they have a ward, it's going to reveal if they go past the neutral creeps or the creep wave.
Yeah. So both teams will slow things down here. You know, all these Midases, they're going to start kicking in. A lot of GPM talents that'll be flying around as well. Dire with 1 or 2 of their own. Back at mid, Ember leashed up, but he should be A-okay. Immediately Dark Packs off the Rooters. Could be Ogre Magi in trouble instead. Lifestealer goes charging in with the Rage, and the Ice Path to follow is up. Have they got the damage? I think with the Rage wearing off, Yuan decides he's going to run the hell out of there. Game of cat and mouse. One team pokes but doesn't dare go too far, and Ogre actually does go too far. The Sleight of Fist damage really starting to add up.
A lot of zoning tools on both sides, actually. Crystal Maiden ulti, Bramble Maze. On Newbee's team, you have Ice Bat and Bit of Malice. They've been using the combo really effectively.
Yeah. It's like a game of harass almost, where it's like you're poking at them from afar, but you're not really willing to commit until they get really low. Lifesteal does have the money for the Halberd now, so he's going to suddenly have a lot of evasion kicking in once he hits that level 20 talent as well. Combine that with the Radiance, and you're looking at, you know, close to like 50% evasion against Naga Siren when the Radiance is on it.
CCNC about to finish his BKB, level 18.
At that point, you're just not dying to all these roots, then I guess is the key thing. This game will start looking a whole lot better. Snaking, similar thing. Let's get wasted out of these roots. Greaves into Yules. And we'll see what the plan's going to be. 17 kills to 7, but kills do not tell the whole story here. Secret with plenty of late game, plenty of farm on those late game heroes. But Newbee, 4-position Mirana, Ag Scepter is online, so already transitioning into that kind of core status.
She needs a defensive item. We already talked about that Force Staff. It's going to be extremely effective against the bounce. Before, you couldn't use it, but with the recent changes, now you can just push yourself away.
Sonic gets the Blink Dagger. And they're going to pop the Moonlight Shadow, but I feel like this one was spotted. I don't think it was used in the sneakiest of fashion. As it does set up for these bounty rune fights, and there is a Sentry Ward there as Ember manages to snag the bounty rune and get out. So that was a Moonlight Shadow just to secure a bounty rune there. Back in the mid lane, Slark jumps in, finds Pylai Die, should be able to get this kill with the Pit of Malice, and the Greaves is there, keeps him alive, and they're going to look to turn on this. Slark does have a pounce in a couple of seconds, so we'll be okay. Still a bounty rune down here in bottom lane, it looks like. Perhaps a forgotten one. Naga did not want to risk going for it.
We saw only one sleep being used by Naga. She even died after that.
Yeah.
Because of a good positioning from Mirana.
They don't have the best team fight around it, I guess. Like, it sets up maybe a, what, Bramble or Freezing Field. It's decent. It's not like some of the more amazing combos. Mid lane, there's the best combo. We have not seen this one yet. And it's going to succeed in killing the Ogre Magi. Yep, the Fear not going to catch on the lifesteal. It does catch the Ember, who could be in some trouble. CCC, he can't BKB until the Fear is worn off. Gets it just in time. There's a sleep as well. Trying to help his buddy out, and I think CCC realized he's got no mana. He's got to get the hell out of there. He leaves a Remnant behind. He wants to TP himself on home, but he's got no mana to do so, and now he's being defused up as well. Where's the Grief? Snaking needs to help his buddy out, but it's on cooldown. Ember still in some trouble, and he goes to Slark. Shadow Dance is there just to get this kill, and Ember, CCC is done for. As Snaking just going to ulti himself out of there. He was trying to save his buddy, but couldn't do so.
Oh, he almost found him. Team
Big.
Secret is looking for this prolonged team fights because of the Slark. I love the Blink Dagger pickup on him. He goes in the back lines, kills the Jakiro before he can get anything off. Doesn't have a defensive item yet. I mean, it's a position 5 Jakiro, so you can't expect him to have an item or item and a half in 26 minutes.
That was a tough one for Ember. CCNC, if he had mana to TP out there or just disengage after he popped his BKB, it would have looked a whole lot better. And Slark, with all this stolen Agi, is just going right back in, but
this is what they want. Just build some Agi on Slark. He's level 20. Went for Dark Pact damage we saw in the previous series that we casted. +1 second bounce leash.
Yeah, that's right. And hey, he forces out a Moonlight Shadow just to save the Jakiro's life, so not the worst case scenario. GPM talent's coming online. Dark Willow hits level 15. How's CM doing? Just level 12. Still a bit of ways to go.
Our boy Ogre didn't go for it. He went for cast range instead.
Wow. It's a 90 GPM talent. I'm surprised to see that. I'm going to be honest with you, Lacoste. CCC, BKBs here, somewhat forced. Does look like he's going to do as much damage as he can. As elsewhere, Nisha kills off Pilot Eye. Pilot Eye, just rough game for him. He's just constantly being preyed upon. And I think Secret want to keep fighting. They've still got decent essence shift on the Slark, although it is fading quickly. Looking forward. On to Snaking. This is one of those heroes that's pretty much just you know, an Agi farm. You're just going to keep on hitting him, building up that agility.
Wow,
gets that disarm. Wow, that halberd on the Slark may just save Snaking's life. He's still getting jumped on though. The Crystal Maiden goes down, the Fear coming out onto the Ember, and I think it is going to be the death of CCNC. He just can't escape. He can't play into these leashes when his BKB's down, and Slark is just an absolute monster. He pounces on the high ground. Not sure he intended that one so much. They need to be careful. There's so much Agi with the Bloodlust as well on this Slark.
He's building up those stacks so quickly. That's what they wanted to do. Just go in, look for these prolonged fights where Slark can build up the Agi, while Naga Siren finds someone in the backline. And these two Diffusal Blades, you really can't fight without mana. We saw that in a couple of patches before, where Nyx Assassin was extremely popular. Nyx and Medusa combo, this is the one that I really like, especially against the big team fighting heroes like Tide Hunter. You burn the mana, or use Snake once, he didn't have enough to use.
Well, right after that, they could have claimed themselves an easy Roshan. Uncontested, Slark gets it. And Team Secret start to take control of this game. It's only a 6k gold lead. They're down on kills, but it's this feeling that Newbee have maybe missed some of their timings going into the late game. Have they got the tools to deal with Naga and Slark, two very scary late game carries?
Team Secret is the team that will punish the smallest mistake. We saw it right there. Gold lead was 1,000. 2 minutes after, suddenly 7,000.
Well, not what you want to see if you're a Newbee fan or an NA Dota fan. As Slark continuing just to poke his way in, gets the essence, goes out. Does have to pop the Shadow Dance this time. I think a little bit worried for his life. But applying that pressure as bounty runes are spawning. And let's see if Lifestealer can manage to get this one. It does look like he's going to manage to get into the enemy side and claim one, maybe even both these bounties down bottom. There's a smoke from Secret, but it does look like it was more a warding smoke being used.
A lot of big items coming out on Team Secret. Naga Siren about to finish her Butterfly. Ogre with the freshly bought Force Staff. Slark has that Skull Basher, and the Lotus Orb just finished on a Dark Willow. So the item timings are pretty much perfect on their side. Naga Siren just needs a little bit more gold as she actually has it when she sells the Raid Band.
Gotta say, even though it's now being backpacked, this hood on the Slark helped him so much in the mid game. As far as just being a threat that can run in and feel a little bit safer. Play without a BKB, such a smart item pickup. And now we're at this stage where this Slark is very hard to deal with. Level 22 has an Aegis, of course. And need to initiate in on him. They've got the Force up, which means the arrow is not going to latch. Instead, they're going to go on the Ogre, who now doesn't have that Force up. So he dies, but that saves the Slark's life because they were somewhat alone down in this bottom lane. They would have definitely killed him at least once.
Meanwhile, on the mid lane, Naga Siren putting a lot of pressure. So they need to address this problem.
Yeah, Naga illusions are starting to hurt. Twilight Eye is losing the battle again. He even has to pop a shrine. That was more than half his health gone to a Naga illusion in no time at all. What are you looking to do here if you're a newbie? Like, how do you get yourself out of this hole that you find yourself in?
That's a tough question, Parker. I mean, Lifestealer didn't even die once this game, but you really don't feel his like influence, what he's doing in a team fight. Has a freshly bought Mjolnir, so that's gonna help him deal with the illusions. Mjolnir's gonna proc way more in the team fight.
The damage just doesn't feel like it's significant enough, or it's there. Slark is one of those carries that's traditionally been thought of as like a good answer to Lifestealer. No secret, but Moonlight Shadow has been popped. Have a bit of a vision advantage on the newbie side, but at the same time, Slark, he'll know when he's been spotted because of the Shadow Dance passive.
And that's not the hero that you want to go for. He has he has Abyssal Blade and Aegis at this moment, so there's no way he's gonna die.
Still a full minute left on that Aegis as well, so it does seem like Secret want to fight right now. And Naga is leading the charge. Lifestealer goes in. I do not think this will end too well for you, Mr. Lifestealer. As on the backline, Slark is just going from behind with the Aegis. He feels very confident. He got disarmed, but now he's got the Shadow Dance off with the Freezing Field follow-up. Lifestealer, he's got no raid. He's got no way to infest him until he gets inside a teammate. Just in time, snaking the escape vessel. And Naga Siren getting incredibly low. Nisha does not have the Aegis. Pops to sleep, but with the BKB, can CNC finish him off? He's got the kill as well as the Ogre kill. Newbee are doing this. Puppey going for the TP out. Is there anything to cancel? There's not. He gets himself out of there, but the bigger kill. Whoa! Mid one. I think he was TPing. He doesn't have a TP. He's got no Aegis. He should be dead here. They're going to have to chase him down. They've got 5 heroes and oh my god.
Just around him. That's really big for Newbee. They managed to take the Aegis and kill 3 heroes on side of Team Secret.
That was huge. The arrow, I think, finding him as he was TPing out.
Secret tried to focus Lifestealer, but they don't have anything to address the evasion. He's level 22, so that means 20% evasion coming from the talent, 25 from the halberd, and from the radiant 17%.
Yeah, 39% plus radiance. Well, not that it works additively, but you know, it's around 50-ish. Give it 52% or so, is what we'll call it. Slark. No, not Slark. Lifestealer charging in, wants Puppey. Puppey trying to nuke around some trees. These trees are being very pesky, but they'll get Puppey nonetheless, and that's 4 heroes dead. They're chasing for more. I believe that's Snaking, just going to the enemy high ground. He's very tanky with this armor of his.
Look at the damage on Underlord. 300 right now.
Whew. Beaky boy. Being 106 permanent damage, as well as the rest of the bonus damage.
2 huge items now that Newbee picked up. It's a BKB for a Lifestealer and Hex on Ember Spirit. So Slark, once he blinks in and uses the Dark Pact, Ember is gonna Hex him.
We asked how Newbee get themselves out of their hole. It's winning a big team fight into an Aegis. They're going for this tier 3 tower, but they are going to not really commit to it as they dark rift their way out of there. I think recognizing that all these heroes respawning, they are not in a position to push high ground.
The cute little play that you can do when you're playing against the Underlord, once he uses the Dark Rift, try to force someone out.
Ah, yeah. Have they got many force stops? Crystal
Ogre
Maiden?
has one.
Ogre. That's the only one, but it is one. So, I'm just seeing Nisha be careful. That last fight, he's a big part of the where things went astray when he took all that damage. And such a smart timing of CCNC's BKB. Going in, CCNC losing his mana very quickly, and he did not have any fire runes to get out of here. Does drop another one.
Has only one left. He doesn't even have mana for Hex.
Gets invised up though. I don't imagine Slack has detection. He
does,
does in
but it's
backpack.
in backpack.
Yeah. Just don't have the item slots for it as a carry. And now CCNC has backup nearby. He's a bit low on mana though. Starting to juice himself back up. The Hex giving him some good mana regen. And they'll just take that kill with ease. Just to support, but you take those.
That was a 10,000 gold.
Back at mid, Slug. Trying to find a way to build up some essence once again. You can see these arrows just constantly flying out. I feel like every time I look at this Mirana, it's just, you see there's an arrow being shot somewhere. It's that 10-second cooldown. Such a nice quality of life improvement.
And you can't focus at this Mirana anymore. She has 2 defensive items, which are extremely good against both the Naga and Slark.
Radiant's middle tower is under
For the CM there, didn't hit the Searing Chains though. Back behind them is Nisha, cutting waves and being pesky on the Naga Siren, but it does seem like Newbee happy to just play a farming game. They've got 4 cores, essentially. Mirana scaling very well into the late game, and Snaking getting some good farm himself, also has all that bonus damage. Multiple E-Blades queued up, both Mirana and Underlord. This is obviously a fantastic item to help defensively against the Slark, but even has some offensive potential as well.
They have a lot of magical damage, especially on Mirana with that Aghanim Scepter. So supports can be, I mean, they're not going to be one-shotted, but once the, let's say, they're dropped to 50% HP, they're going to die.
Like a pseudo Dagon that isn't just offensive damage, it has defensive save as well. Nice little tool. We'll see what the next order of business is going to be. Both teams posturing around Roshan. It's going to be respawning about 30 seconds time. CCC charging forward, looking for some kind of pickoff here. He's very close to that level 25. But here comes Slark. Who's he going to be going on? Blinks in with the Abyssal Blade. CM is there, the Ghost Scepter coming in as well. There's going to be a stun, and they do burst down the Mirana, who instantly fires back, pops the Moonlight Shadow, trying to help his team out. Now they're going to turn and fight this one. CM forced to run away. Does have a TP. Is there any detection? The Ice Path is there. The arrow going to go flying in as well. I don't think that even lands, but it's not needed to land.
And Roche will respawn in 2 seconds. Perfect timing for Newbee.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to my home, says Roshan. Please stay for dinner. As buyback from the Crystal Maiden, knowing that this Roshan is a very important one. And they're going to infest into the Ember, who does have that Hex, so if CCC can get inside the enemy's back lines, he's going to be able to wreak havoc with the help of this Lifestealer. But they've got to be a little bit careful. This Mirana especially, who just used buyback, cannot afford to get caught out here. CNC trying to deal with these illusions. So annoying playing into Naga at this stage around the Roshan pit. Just feels like you're never finding heroes, you're only finding illusions. Say that, CCC goes charging forward with the root. There's the Hex follow-up. Lifesteal pops out. Can they do the damage here? The 4-star going to help keep him alive with the Lotus Orb. They pop the Shrine as well. And Ember, Remnants away. That's his BKB down as well. Snaking on the front lines. And in goes mid one on the Slark. Abyssal Blade is there with the Ice Path though. That's a great bit of control coming in from Pylai Dai, and it's going to force a pounce out. Lifestealer with this Maelstrom doing some good damage. It's Ogre who's just being torn apart. Gets the root out as well from the Searing Chains. The Ice Path not going to latch as Fear onto 3. Everyone's being pushed back. Nisha, he has an Orchid, I believe, that he used on the lifesteal, but that's going to be a range TP out. That damage coming in from Naga Siren.
Slark. Once
And
you
Slark
pop
too,
that
yeah.
Bloodthorn, and that's going to be a Roach Cheese and Aegis. They already used buyback on Mirana.
I don't think there's any contesting this one with the
He needs
Underlord down.
5 gold for buyback. He's not going to do it. Roche is just gone.
Too fast.
A lot of zoning tools on both of these teams. So trying to take a fight in this choke points with a lot of cliffs, it actually benefits both teams.
Yep. Oh, for sure. We're seeing such skilled play from like the supporting cast, especially with these 4 stops. It's been so crucial to, you know, somebody gets gone on there, like the Naga Siren, to be able to 4-stop him back to safety, and then it's Newbee doing a similar thing when they get initiated on. But fortunately for Newbee, they find themselves fighting into an Aegis and Cheese now, and not an easy task for them to defend here. The Halbert's going to delay things a little bit, but that's the Rage down, so they're going to be very careful about that Rage cooldown.
Meanwhile, on the top lane, Nisha just pushing with the illusions.
Yep. Bloodlusted Catapult doing what it can as well.
They still didn't kill the tier 1 tower on the bottom.
You know, you can take racks without taking a tier 1 tower, as long as it's in a different lane. Yeah, Nisha's damage really starting to rack up here with the Bloodthorn. And that's where this lifesteal's BKB kicks in as well. Like, having it that last fight, he's completely dead if he doesn't have that BKB to get rid of the Bloodthorn. And it's Naga's way of dealing with evasion. You talk about Naga, not a hero that deals well with evasion. You don't really want to go MKB, but the Bloodthorn is at least an answer.
So Lifestealer pops the Rage, then a BKB, then another Rage. So he has 24 seconds of magic immunity.
Nice.
Dire's top shrine is under attack.
We're looking elsewhere. It does look like Mirana is not going to go for the E-Blade. Has a Lotus Orb queued up now.
Dire's top shrine is fallen.
Some of these level 25s will be kicking in. Remnant recharge time on the Ember. The 25s will be looking at Slark and Lifesteal, of course, getting the Rage. Slark should be getting the Essence Duration. Yep. Slark
Pretty
now with
standard
the
stuff.
Mjolnir.
Some of these level 25 talents are pretty much no-brainers. 1 second Shadow Dance duration feels like, yeah, I'm not picking that up ever unless I misclick.
Or you get an Ag Scepter, you know? Maybe then you want it? No, it just doesn't feel. It doesn't feel good enough with the. It's already 4.5. It's doesn't feel significant enough. Maybe it feels like 2 seconds. Then you'd consider. Jump in with the Abyssal Blade. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. Down goes CC&C.
They're pinging them out.
Yeah. They want to take this fight. They're going to look to turn this one. The sleep is there, but the life still has the Rage. Doesn't manage to connect really onto anyone. And now here comes the buyback from the Ember Spirit. The Song is down. The Ice Path stopping the chases. The Halberd causing Slark problems. He can't hit with it. Even goes charging in, but just doesn't have a way to deal with that pesky thing. And he's now found his way back in. No Halberd online as Shakira gets 4-staff away. The Dark Willow going to buy back as well. Both teams doing such a good job of just poking and kiting one another. The Naga goes charging forward, also gets disarmed. Gets Hex as well, and he needs to find a way to get off. He's being chained some, but he gets it off just in time as CC&C with the BKB is looking to turn and fight. They've killed the Slark once, but he's got a second life with the Aegis. The Naga, though, not so lucky, does end up going down, and they may just be able to kill the Slark a second time. He gets the stun as he comes out of the Aegis respawn, and both these heroes dead. They're going to use for Puppy CM as well. And Newbee take the team fight. Godlike streak on Lifestealer. 9-0 and 8.
Wow. What a game. Back and forth, back and forth. Newbee, you did not expect them to do this good against Team Secret. I don't think anyone did, but I talked to Jack. He said that Team Secret is a really tough opponent, but they might be able to crack it.
Okay. Well, right now it's looking awfully close, and all those numbers at the top of your screen kind of support it. At least some of the important one being the goal difference. The kills, of course, very Newbee favored with the way this game is played, but Secret themselves getting a lot of good farm going to the late game. Let's see what Papa Gaben says. Oh, no, still busted. Sorry, guys.
Is it 0 to 100?
Yeah. I think the same way the player official names aren't working, that means the Dota Plus win probability is not working. But actually, hey, you know, We saw last time that 0 to 100. It didn't lie. Maybe Gaben's gone away from having, you know, he just knows who's going to win nowadays. He doesn't bother with percents. It's just, you're winning or you're losing.
That makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah. It's, you know, it's 50-50 really. Or in Gaben's case, it's 0 to 100. I don't know, I'm confused. But Newbee, walk on in, get themselves a racks, walk on out. 10 seconds before Slark's back, and they're going to go for these shrines, I got to imagine, and just find themselves sitting pretty.
Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
Fantastic sequence of events for the NA Dota side. Yeah.
After that
Radiant's bottom
loss from
tower
EG,
has fallen.
after the EG
Yeah.
lost, I mean, one NA team needs to step up. And
Yes.
the Newbee's doing exactly that.
It's not been the brightest of years for NA Dota as far as their results in the DPC events go outside of EG, but end of the day, at least end of the Dota year, all that matters is this one tournament, TI. No one will remember what happened to NA Dota at the majors. If the teams here, you show up, you play well at TI, that's what people will remember you for. Newbee, this is a squad that did very well at last TI when they were playing as VGJ. They finished top of their group with a slightly different roster, but it was very similar. And here they are, a year later, looking like another strong, fearsome side playing TI.
Roche may respawn in a minute and 40 seconds. I don't think anyone wants to make a move until then. If somehow they can make a pick off, that'd be great, but let's see. Actually, Newbee smoking up.
No. How's that buyback status looking? Most heroes in the game with buyback. Key one without Ember. I'd say Yapster as well, pretty key. If they can pick him off to start a fight. Knowing that you're killing a support who has no buyback makes you much more inclined to commit to him with things like your Hex and your Ember jumping in. And it will be Ember with an infested Lifestealer looking to jump in. Picked up an A on this, so CCNC realizing he needs some kind of defensive item to stop himself getting blown up.
Dark Willow with that level 20 talent,
Dire's
minus
bottom
12-second
tower
Bramble Maze cooldown.
Yeah.
You can almost cast it 3 times. Like, it's guaranteed 2 times, but then if you get Arcane Rune, you can have 3 Brambles.
Nice. That's what you like to see. These crazy, chaotic team fights that are going to be coming our way. Slark does get spotted here by an Observer Ward, so they know where he is. It does look like this smoke from Newbee is not going to lead to a whole lot. Roshan not up for at least 30 seconds, so both teams playing it a little bit more cautiously, playing this vision game. And it is pretty decent vision for the side of Secret, although some of these wards are expiring. Yeah, these 2 wards they have up on the enemy side of the map, both of those about to expire, but they've still got some wards near the Roshan pit area. And that's where the key piece of action is going to be happening. Uh-oh. What happened here? It's going to be Jakiro getting caught out. Ember considers trying to turn this fight, but I think CCNC needs to be careful. He's alone. He's going for a TP out. Brave TP for sure, but they don't find it. Jakiro goes down. Back in. There's mid one. Mid one just looking to get whatever agi he can. 24. Extra agi. As well as the permanent 12 that he's got. And it does look like they are pinging down bottom. Maybe considering going for a tier 2 tower, but once again it's Nisha being very pesky. The split push coming into play as well. He's playing around one of his illusions, trying to fake them out a little bit.
Illusions from Naga Siren
Ember
are causing a lot of issues.
Charge on in. They've got the Hex as well. Nice force up coming out. That keeps it alive a little bit longer with the low solve as well. They've got the BKBs and the raids. They really want this Nisha kill. It's going to be close. Have they got the damage? One more remnant. The BKBs were off. They just get the kill. Lifesteal had BKB. Could pop the arrow. It finds him. Oh!
He has a buyback,
What
though.
a play from the Mirana. This Mirana has been on point all game long. Mid-Rax is still alive as well. When we talk about Mirana's kill involvement in the early game, 15 of 16 kill, it's now 30 of 32.
Wow, she's also getting closer to level 25, so you have 10-second cooldown on multi-shot arrows. That's going to be another good pickup.
I love the way CCNC is just playing so aggressive. He's, you know, not playing this reserve Dota where he's afraid to go in. He's willing to put his life on the line and just commit for these kills.
Yeah, with Eon Disc, he can't do that because they can't blow him up even if Slark jumps in, uses the Abyssal Blade.
Yep.
Naga Siren is dead, which means that they can use Nullifier on it. You can dispel the Eon Disc.
Here's Roshan. Oh, he walked out as Roche respawned.
Radiant's top shrine has fallen.
Right as Roche respawned, he walked out. That feels bad. Because they've only got 37 seconds before Naga's back.
I think they're sending the courier inside a bit.
They just got it. Ember's there. It was a fairly fast Roche respawn, which kind of works against Secret. 7k gold on Naga. She needs to start thinking about spending some of that money. 51 minutes in, and Newbee looking to secure themselves Aegis, Cheese, and Ag Scepter. Got to imagine that's going into Ember's hands. For sure. Lifestealer Ags, not really the best thing in the world. Unless there's a chance snaking, but no, it's surely going to be.
They should have given it to Lifestealer just for the memes.
Yeah. I was like, where is it? There we go. Aghanim Blessing. It's the reverse Infest Bombs. No Aeon Disc for now. Has the Aegis instead, so one better. We'll see Secret now put on the back foot, down 11k gold.
Oh, look at this graph. This is what I want to see, back and forth.
And it's been mostly, whenever it's been someone ahead, it has been Secret until now. This is the first time it's really taken a big dip below that 0 mark. There's been some small dips, but Secret going to find themselves playing from behind gold-wise. They've been playing from behind in terms of kills for pretty much the entire game. A lot of credit to the Mirana, who's now got 8 Dagon. I love this. The late game 6-slotted Mirana build, when you go this magic build, E-Blade Dagon 5. Mid lane, they've gone in on Snaking. He's taking a lot of damage here. The Slark building up some magic as well, but he's being chain disabled. Needs to find a new target. Actually, no, he finds Snaking. Still, the 4-stuffs are there, but Nisha shows up to clean him up. Ember with the BKB as well as Nisha coming in from behind. They've got the sleep as well to try and deal with the heroes and kite the heroes in their BKB.
Arrow's gonna hit.
Long arrow. They're gonna look to follow this one up. Nisha's maybe a better target. That's the hero they really love to kill. As CCNC gets silenced up, he's still got the Aegis though, so he's not really afraid of dying. They'd love to kill off this Ogre, but he's a beefy fella. It does look like he's gonna get back to safety, so Newbee end up buying back on Snaking and not getting a single kill, but they've still got Aegis. I believe they've still got the cheese. Yeah, Underlord with that cheese. Not the easiest draft to push high ground with as well.
They have 2 4-staffs plus a Lotus Orb, so they should be able to play around Underlord, even if he gets caught.
They tried their best to there, but it was just a bit too low already. So we do see that Mirana, level 25, triple arrow coming in. Talk about zoning tools. Well, here's one of the better ones in the game as well. May allow them just to poke at high ground using the Rage. If they want to go in with Lifestealer Rage and the tower back off, they could just slow siege this, and it looks like that's exactly what Lifestealer wants to do. Hit for about 4 or 5 seconds, and then you back off.
Look at all those zoning tools.
Yep.
Bit of Malice, level 25, extra 0.8 seconds on it.
Now they wait for the next wave, they wait for the next Rage, and then they do the same thing.
2 Brambles, bit of Malice.
In he goes.
And repeat.
Oh, they're going to go on the backline, so it's Snaking who has him to buyback. He does get E-bladed up. He's still getting incredibly low. That's a dieback. Then Slark pops the BKB for this one, finds a new target. Jakiro gets 4-star away, throws himself up the air with the Yules. Nisha wants to go for the kill, gets him before the Ice Path comes out. A great arrow will find Puppey. We'll set the kill as well. Yapsar as well as Mid-1, both very low. Mid-1 Slark. The key kill there as well as Nisha throws that Nullifier out, not doing a whole lot except bring down the Ember's first life. Nice bit of damage to start the fight off with Mirana getting brewed up as well. Can't find his game. Puppey's freezing, still doing some good damage here. Oh, the Aeon Disc keeping Ember alive as they are going to lose the Lifestealer, and it's Newbee. They're just dropping like flies, one by one.
The bash plus the Bloodthorn. There's also a double damage on the bottom lane if they want to go for it. They don't have the vision of it. Arrow is going to connect on Slark.
Well, that is a hell of a high ground defense, and it's Snaking getting jumped on there. They were slow sieging the way you'd kind of expect them to with Lifestealer, and Secret just say, we're going to lose our base if this keeps going on. Let's do something, and it's not going the Lifestealer, it's going the Underlord.
Slark has 600 damage right now.
Well, that hurts. Let's see how fast he can drop some of these
Solar
buildings.
Crest and Bloodlust. Even Bloodlust. Oh,
Yep.
yes.
He doesn't want to hit. He wants to blink in for a kill. He's staying hidden. Smoked up. Who's he going to find? Can he jump on this Ember? Aeon Disc is still on cooldown. He realized he's just going over the building. He's gone in. Didn't get the Abyssal. There was an E-Blade there to potentially save his life. And they're just going
Look at this damage.
Yeah, they want to go for the throne. There's no buyback. There's a small window here. In goes Lifestealer. BKB being popped on the backlines. That's the Ember Spirit trying to keep himself alive. The tier 4 power is still nice and healthy, so they're going to go for the kills, not for the buildings. E-Blade is there with the Dago, doing some good damage to the Slack, who has got BKB, doesn't even need to pop it mid-one. Destroying them. That's a dieback from the Mirana.
Ember throne is going down.
Yeah, they're going to just focus this throne. They're going to look to focus on CCC with it as well. CCC does manage to get out of there, but this throne is dying so incredibly fast, and it looks like Secret have taken the game in heartbreaking fashion. Newbee, I'm sure any Dota fans out there, they really believe they had that game. They were so close. They were pushing high ground. They had a Rax advantage, and they just couldn't. You know,
that grab.
Oh, they're like at the finish line, and they just stumble. They were so close.
This is the thing that we talked about. That if you make a small mistake, if one of the heroes is in a bad position, Team Secret is probably the best team in the world for punishing those things.
It's so hard to win games against these truly elite teams. Like, I mean, Secret, like you say, is the best, but I think teams like Vici Gaming, teams like Virtus Pro, you can be playing your best Dota ahead, and that one small mistake. We saw it earlier today. Alliance were up mega creeps against Secret, and Secret came back. This is a team that win games that most teams will just be like, well, we lost, they have megas, GG. Oh, you know, we got picked off, they got Aegis Gs.
Never
game's
underestimate
over.
them, but we gotta give credit to Newbee. They played extremely well.
Yeah.
Way better than I expected, even though they took two games off Liquid. I didn't see those because we were casting, but overall, this team looks way better than I think most of us expected. They spent a lot of time in China practicing, and I'm looking forward to see what they can do in game number 2.
Yeah, I mean, it's TI. You always hope teams show up, but they look like a truly TI caliber team right now. Yeah. And excited to see more of them in the group stage, the main event. Team Newbee look fantastic. So we're going to see, first of all, game 2. That's going to be fun. So, Team Secret, Newbee, we've got ourselves a great series. Stick around. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. It is time for game number 2 of Team Secret and Newbee. I'm God, he's Lacoste.
Yes, I am. Still am.
It hasn't changed.
Do I need to change my name?
Why? No,
I mean, a lot of people are changing their names.
That's true. I mean, we're seeing new names in game as well because we've got the Steam names, which always has players have interesting Steam names. What's your you were like
Young Gary Oldman.
Young Gary Oldman. Okay. Who's
Some
Gary
peop-
Oldman?
Who's Gary Oldman?
Is he the small
He's
dude?
an actor. No.
Who's the midget actor? Is that not Gary Oldman?
No, I don't know who the
I'm
midget
thinking
actor.
someone
I
else.
don't know what kind of movies are you watching.
Oh, sorry. Gotta keep busy. Oh yeah. Anyway, day 1, we're gonna keep it serious here.
10 seconds
Some of the players tagged up as their names in game. You know, that's why I'm Parker in game. You know, I just keep it classic. Every now and then I'll change it, but no. Are you someone who changes their Steam name every like
Nah.
couple months?
No,
Okay.
I keep the name. I was marine biologist before this
Yeah, you
one.
were marine biologist for a long time. How did you get marine biologist?
It's from Seinfeld.
Okay.
You're old enough to watch
Yeah,
Seinfeld.
I haven't watched it, but it was my generation. Old enough to watch Seinfeld, also old enough to watch some Dota 2. Let's get ourselves in the draft. I'm like a pro. How was that transition?
That was
was good.
pretty smooth.
Just want to, toot my own horn a little bit.
Shadow Demon was not contested in the previous game, if I'm not mistaken. Like I find this hero extremely strong. Has a BKB piercing ability. You have a save, also Soul Catcher. That's one of the best spells in the game. Would you look at that, huh?
Classic, Io Gyro. Insta Sven. Secret's one of those teams who, after winning a game, even when their opening 2 picks are available in game 2, they're one of the teams that will just pick something totally different. They don't like to go for the same opening 2 multiple games in a row. Whereas I feel like
There's a lot of teams who
most teams
have
will.
this mentality: if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yeah.
But the Team Secret, they will experiment.
You'll
They're one of the strongest teams in the world because of the variety of the heroes that they can play, especially from position 4.
And they like making it so you can't predict what they're going to draft. Like you have those other teams in BO3s they'll play, and it feels like game 1, 2, and 3 have almost the same draft with like one small tweak in a ban or like one pick's
5
different.
seconds
You'll see like
remaining.
8 of the 10 same heroes, but that isn't the case with Secret typically. So
I would not mind for Team Secret to get another hero that can close the gap, find the IO, something to follow it up. I think even though Centaur got nerfed a lot, I still think it's a decent pick because of his ulti, just to find the IO.
Yep. Do you like either team's opener more? Io Gyro or
I mean, IO
Husky
Gyro,
Sven?
I think over the years, we've said everything that has to be said about this combo.
There's nothing new? Nothing unexplored? Every little piece of it is known?
I mean, Axe is now different on IO. That's kind of
That's true.
newer thing.
But still a very powerful combo nonetheless. Gyro was actually banned in game 1. In the second stage, I want to say. I guess maybe they were worried about like a 3rd, 4th pick Io Gyro, so they decided to ban out one of the 2. But
whenever I see Sven, I feel like you need to have some BKB piercing ability. Usually, Bane was paired up with Io Gyro because it's a great setup with the Nightmare into Relocate, and you have a Fiend's Grip against Sven, but now there's a Shadow Demon. So it's kind of, do we want to pick it maybe or not? It's a hard decision.
Yep. Or the other ones. Wyvern sometimes you see come out is one of the other options.
But then having Wyvern and Io, this support duo feels really weak because you can't really make too many rotations. You don't have a guaranteed stun. You want to have like a stun from your either position 4 or 5.
If you do something like that, you almost have to have like a mid laner that has stuns and playmaking abilities, which, could be the Ember again. CCNC's Ember was...
CCNC played extremely well in the previous game.
Yeah. I feel like all of Newbee did. Like, I'm watching that game, I'm like, dude, CCNC stepped up. Mirana, MSS, he stepped up. Like, I mean, some of the players maybe didn't look as flashy, like the Lifesteal and Underlord, but those are heroes you can't. How do you look flashy on an Underlord? Even Lifestealer, maybe some games, but there's so many 4-stops and stuff. Like, he was never going to look like super flashy on the hero. It's Newbee who banned Ember, though, so they're worried about the hero coming out from mid 1, but not planning to pick it themselves.
Crystal Maiden, Io, these two heroes are really squishy.
Yep. Absolutely agreed. Something I thought would be picked and do well this turn was Clinks. That's a hero that can kind of hunt the IO as well.
10
Wouldn't mind
seconds
Clinks
seeing
is
some
remaining.
more team fighting oriented hero right now because of his ulti,
5
especially with the
seconds
level
remaining.
15 talent, the cooldown reduction on it. It's extremely good.
So we'll see what Secret have in mind. Storm Spirit, the other more common, popular option as far as hunting the IO, getting on the backlines. Also something that's still available, still in the pool.
Turn to
But
battle.
before we get to those mids, let's pick up some supports, of course. Secret get Jakiro. Be interesting to see where some of these supports end in terms of priority. Jakiro, typically a 5. Shadow Demon, we've seen more maybe as a 4, and ever so occasionally in a 3 position role. Yapstra's played a wide array of heroes. He played support Invoker earlier today, to name perhaps one of the more
10
extreme
seconds
examples, and
remaining.
we'll see if he's going to be on that Shadow Demon or something else. And Jakiro every now and then
5
does come out
seconds
as a
remaining.
core mid
It's
Jakiro.
really situational.
Yeah.
It was more of a core when TA was a
Team
popular
Secret's
pick.
turn to pick.
Okay, so this is the hero that deals well with Sven. The boar. You have Roar.
Yep.
That's also a rhyme. That deals well with Sven, who has a BKB. But the combo from Team Secret, you have a Shadow Demon and Jakiro. Disruption into Ice Bat always feels good.
Yeah, certainly.
10 seconds
Secret.
remaining.
We'll have to reveal a bit more as they have the double pick here, so they may just be looking to pick
5
up their mid
seconds remaining.
if they don't want to worry about it getting banned out here. What does the Beastmaster suggest for them as far as what they may want to do? That's a scary looking lane. The same with Beast, I feel. The Boars plus the Nova spam.
That's a lot of slow, a lot of kiting potential, especially early on.
Newbee's
Yep.
turn to battle.
Tide. I like Tide a lot against Beast. One of those heroes that is a pretty good matchup counter. You're not ever worried about being roared.
Yeah, this feels like, to me, they want to have aggressive tri lane with Shadow Demon, Sven, Jakiro, and have a Tide Hunter in solo lane against the Beastmaster because
Sure.
Boar really doesn't affect him, especially after he gets 2/3 points in Kraken.
10 seconds remaining.
They don't have the hero that deals well with the Tide Hunter. Usually,
5 seconds
you want to have something like a Doom, Static Storm from Disruptor, something that he can't crack and shell out of.
Yeah, and I didn't really feel like they have any room to draft any of that. They are looking for that last pick mid hero for CCNC to see what that might be. Right now, Gyrocopter not the best objective taker, if that's something you want to prioritize. They've got
Secret's
Beastmaster,
turn
so
to ban.
not the worst, but something like a Death Prophet could come out. That's always something that comes to mind when you're looking at mids that can take towers and
For
kind of-
Secret or Newbee?
for Newbee. Theoretically, maybe for either, but I like it more for Newbie as far as having something to push the tempo. You've got this Beastmaster, Gyrocopter. You don't really take objectives that well, even with the Beastmaster
10
aura.
seconds remaining.
But we'll see.
5 seconds remaining.
As for Secret, their mid lane, we'll have to see what mid one wants to play. He's going to be picking his mid before knowing the matchup, before knowing what Newbie has in mind. Kunkka banned out, by the way, at the very start. This is a hero I feel like we're going to be seeing, well, maybe not much, either a lot of or not much of, because it gets banned a lot.
Newbee's turn to pick.
This is a kind of a classic ban when you have Tide Hunter in your team.
Even Sven, I think we started seeing OD picked a lot against Sven. If Sven blinks in and goes on any of your teammates, you've got the Astral to defensively save, and you just kind of kite him pretty well with all your tools as an OD. And plus, they may be planning on picking a
10
mid that
seconds
doesn't lane well
remaining.
against OD. Is, of course, the other big thing.
5 seconds remaining.
I think they can go for something like an elusive hero, Queen of Pain Storm, maybe. Okay, Wind Ranger it is.
She is an elusive. We've been playing some Dota Underlords. Yep. Confirmed elusive. As for Newbie. Now we're looking at what that mid matchup might be from CCNC's side. Definitely one of those mid lane specialists. I mean, as most mids are these days, but he's, as long
10
as I can remember,
seconds
always
remaining.
been a mid lane player and being one of those guys that's trained and played a lot of 1v1s with
5
the likes of like
seconds
Sumail and
remaining.
Arteezy and really grinded his way up to the top of the leaderboards and also of NA Dota. He's definitely one of those players that's had a really good year or two. Last year with Optic and this year since being picked up by Newbee has looked fantastic as well.
Yeah, have to agree on that one. They have a minute and a half to discuss what they want to pick. I assume they're gonna use pretty much the full timer.
Yeah, even if you maybe already have an idea of what you want to play, you can use this bit of extra time to just discuss how you want to play the lanes, the early game. Although you also get that a lot of time after your picks settle in too. So what's it gonna be, Mr. Newbee? Maybe that's all NA Dota needed, was a Chinese sponsor. Just take a little bit of the NA Dota out of NA Dota. So it's like, it's still NA Dota, but with a bit of balance. The rest of the year, it's like they were pure NA Dota, and that doesn't work. EG had the right idea. So we're NA Dota with a European twist. Now Newbee's like, we're NA Dota with a Chinese twist. So you can't go full NA, is what I'm seeing, if you want to be successful.
So what are the options for Newbee here? First thing that comes to my mind is Dragonite.
Yep. That's always one. Death Prophet, I think, to me was one that I thought.
Maybe even Queen of Pain. I wouldn't mind Quap.
Storm. Well, didn't mention it, but another decent option. Pretty high base armor, so that's always good against that right-click harass coming out from the mid one. And it doesn't look like any big surprises elsewhere. Yapster will be playing Jakiro, so a greedier 4-position Jakiro coming into play. Don't think there's any other big surprises as far as hero pickups go.
I guess they want to have some kind of tower damage, give more levels to Jakiro. Usually Jakiros don't put more than 1 point in fire early on. So with the levels, it's going to be easier to siege.
Yeah. It is the hero of the two that can better split push these waves. Like often you send these supports to just go push out a wave somewhere dangerous on the map, and that's something in Jakiro you can just lay down a macropire or something. But we'll see. Puppy's always been a big fan of playing Shadow Demon too. Oh, I've seen a bit of Puppy Jakiro as well. He's definitely one of those supports that will sometimes just pick the heroes he likes for himself, like the CM, the Shadow Demon.
The early points in Crystal Maiden's Aura are not going to be that effective on their heroes besides the Storm Spirit. Like Beastmaster doesn't spam his spells. He goes for Boar and the Aura. Io is really not mana dependent.
Man, some of these players win-loss records over time. 1,800 wins, 1,000 losses. That's a good win percent. But yeah, the CM Storm, of course, is that combo that Alliance love to run. You have the CM talent at level 15, the mana cost, mana loss reduction aura, which you typically don't get because GPM is so damn good. But with a Storm, that's the one time I feel like I see that change of talent.
Yeah, but GPM, come on, Parker.
What do you think he's going GPM this game?
If he gets to level 15, he's gonna get GPM.
You don't believe?
I mean, it's cool, but at that point, once CM gets to level 15, it's gonna probably be around 25-minute mark. So Storm Spirit will have a lot of mana regen with the items and 4 points in Arcane Aura anyway.
CCNC is being a boss here, just walking to the enemy ramp. We'll take some.
I could find a different definition than a boss.
I won't ask what word you would have used. Maybe it's one of the
I
words.
want to get fired if they won.
Yeah. No, I won't even say it. Anyways, here we see. I like how the little portraits in the next to the player health bars. I remember someone telling me like, "Oh, it looks weird." I think it's really cool. I think there's little images. But here we go. It's going to be. You mentioned a potential aggro tri-lane. It does look like that is indeed the plan from Secret. Give Tide the 1v1 against Beastmaster, but hey, Snaking says no, Newbee say no. He's going down to the safe lane. So both teams sending their quote-unquote off-laners to the safe lane where things don't look particularly safe.
Yeah, but the Tide Hunter has Stout Shield. That's what you don't usually see early on because the instances don't stack.
Oh, and I love this. They are going to push out this bottom lane, making it hard for Snaking. Oh. instantly gets disrupted. Trying to keep him away from this tower CS, as CM says, I'll take some of that. But this lane's going to push out, which makes it so much harder to play the lane when it pushes away from the safety of your tower. And that was the kind of idea behind that body block there.
And now Tidehunter is on the top lane, has half of the level already. Io can't really bully Tidehunter.
Yeah, Stout should block just a bit too much here. Plus the Anchor Smash damage mitigation. Does look like they will block the neutral camp from spawning as they are going to go in. This could be a first blood very early on. Pylai die. Yep.
Yeah, and he already DP'd, and Crystal Maiden is one of the slowest heroes in the game, 277, so walk of shame for him.
Yep, that's one. Triple Mango CM just waddling to lane. Sad times. Take a picture. That one's going on the Facebook wall, guys. Poor Pylai die.
That's gonna get a lot of likes.
I've got some good memes ready for it, don't you worry. No, I also my hotkey for making my camera controls work. But, you know, 2 birds with 1 stone. Get the likes while also making my camera function. Here we go. So, Paul's being continually blocked, snaking. Trying to make sure there's just no pull camps to work with here. As CM does show back up to this lane. The Hawk being used to block this big camp to stop Secret having a side pull to play around with. But this is a very tough lane so far for Newbee.
And Tidehunter, he's playing 1 versus 2 on top of CS chart. Has the same amount of CS as Windranger.
Yep. That's obviously good news for Secret. And then you look at the mid lane where Windranger and Storm pretty dead even as far as CS and farm goes. Not much separating them. Feel like that necessarily favors either of the two, and kind of a lane at least I would expect to go relatively even. I'm not a mid specialist, but
yeah, Storm Spirit is gonna find his farm anyway, especially with CM Aura bottom lane.
Do manage to go on snaking here with some body blocks and the disruption. They find themselves another kill. Puppey already with these boots, just finding these disruption initiations, and they've got that mana sustain from the Ring of Bassi. TP's back, but man, this is a really tough lane for Newbee to play.
Another disruption on bottom.
Looks like another kill too. Yeah, they get the surround. The CM illusions. Who's taking it? It's Yapsor, of course. And I say of course, Puppey's actually the one who's gotten 2 kills before that, so Yapsor finally getting a kill to his name. We're used to seeing him being the kill securer. Not the case so far, as this tri-lane aggressively working wonders for Team Secret. Nisha free-farming away, getting lots of denies as well. Back at top, Tidehunter maybe in some trouble here. The Kraken blocks a lot of damage, but the Rocket Barrage is of course magic damage. He is salving through this one, but the Io needs to start taking some damage. Does start doing so, but the Fog means he's going to live with the boots. He's going to salve as well. It's bottom lane instead, where CM dies once more. No TP, 55 seconds.
Another walk of shame for Crystal Maiden. It's really tough for them.
Yeah.
If
That's right.
Shadow Demon gets closer and uses disruption, it's guaranteed kill.
And CM's not even going back to the bottom lane. I think it's just a death trap. Anyone who goes there kind of just dies. The problem is Beastmaster also can't push out this lane. So Beastmaster's like, guys, I need help. But CM also is like, I can't help. I'm just feeding. Io isn't really a trial. Like, Io's not going to help either. There's just nothing they can do to salvage this bottom lane, it feels. Secret have just crushed the early game, and solutions for bottom are kind of limited. You're hoping that your other lanes go really well to mitigate the damage that's been done in bottom lane.
Yeah, this is why we discussed the support duo Crystal Maiden and Io.
Yeah.
If the laning stage doesn't go well for you, you can't really rotate.
This is what you do. You stack camps. This is your comeback. You've got Gyrocopter. You're looking to make all the stacks in the world. CM would maybe even like to start farming jungle, but doesn't have any points in the Frostbite. And for now, I mean, CM's just sitting around mid lane. I mean, Pylai, I would say he's kind of looking a bit lost, but it's less that he's lost and more that there's just no good place for him to go. There's no lane where he can really help out right now.
If he was level 3 with 1 point in Frostbite, at least he can jungle, stack the camps. Puppey block that camp.
Yep. It may have been spotted, so that should be an easy D ward potentially for Crystal Maiden, who is just hopping around this mid lane. Puppey, I think, looking to maybe put another ward, and they may have seen that one as well. They'll see Puppey walk by now without a ward, so that likely is going to be 2 easy D wards.
Oh, they're pinging it out. Beastmaster is paying attention.
Yeah. Can they rotate and kill Puppey? I'm not even sure if it's necessarily worth doing, but yeah, they should know where those wards are. They're going to stack another camp, so CM is now just on stack duty.
Radiant's middle tower
And
is under
honestly,
attack.
this is the best thing Pilot can do. I like the decision. I think he's making the right call. He scouts out 2 wards as well, so I think he's just going to get 2 D wards here. We'll see him. Oh no, he
This one's
didn't
gonna
find
be out
this
of
one.
range.
Yeah. Okay, they didn't quite see where those wards
Oh,
went down.
he didn't find even one.
Oh my god.
That's a lot of resources.
Blocking the camp, and yeah, this one here, he would have seen Puppey walk by, but I guess he just didn't quite figure out where the ward was planted, and oh man, that's brutal. This early on in the game, 200 gold for a CM.
Yeah.
That's, you know,
Right now, he should buy 2 more sentries and just D-ward that, because you're gonna get the gold back anyway.
he's got 100 gold. Or he's got the courier going out now. Yeah, he has got 2 more sentries. It's absolutely worth it, of course. But you need to
But
find
you need to find them first.
And they'll see this camp. Yeah, this camp doesn't respawn, so they should know that camp's...
The other side, to the left, to the left.
This is the most exciting thing going on right now. Pilot Eye's deep warding mission. Oh, he's looking to see if the ward was in those trees. He's like, where is this damn ward? And oh no, Puppey finds him now as well. Looking for the surround. Oh no, he's missed another sentry. Pilot Eye.
What's happening with Jakiro? He's having a seizure. Did you see that?
I didn't know.
Maybe just on my screen.
He bought another sentry, by the way. He's given up on getting boots. He just can't find the ward. With that said, Puppey also pops a sentry and doesn't find the Radiant ward. So, you know, both teams struggling with the D ward effect. Normally the team who gets the ward down first, which in this case was Pilot Eye, has the advantage because you can see where the enemy then ward. But surely, this camp, maybe they didn't kill it in time. That's why he's thinking it didn't respawn.
All right, try number 3. Let's go. Pilot the ward.
This is number 4 sentry, actually.
I meant attempt number 3.
Oh, attempt number 3. Yeah. Round 1 he had 2, and then he, yeah. Come on, Pi.
He's bringing the
yeah, he's
courier
got it,
with
he's
him.
got it. Yes! He's got one.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It kind of, I mean, that sentry pays for itself. It doesn't pay for the 4 sentries, but it pays for 1. And this one's a no-brainer, you know.
He bought another one.
With his gold. Nice. I mean, that's his job. You're on CM duty here. We're putting a lot of focus on watching this. There isn't a whole lot of action going on elsewhere. There's both mid laners are farming their jungle, supports are taking over the mid lane, and there's a fight breaking out bottom lane. As I say, there's no action, of course. There is. Salve up, Beastmaster will stay alive. Nisha popped the God String for that one. Boots Midas already. This is a very farm Beastmaster, but also a farm Gyrocopter.
The Ravage.
Call down. A lot of slow, but the Ravage is going to be used purely defensively to keep himself alive. I think you're okay with
it's
that.
worth it. Yeah, you're not going to use Ravage anyway, unless your teammates rotate to try to grab a kill.
You're farming. Sven's got Midas. He used God Strength. He's just farming. Windrange has been farming jungle as well. Not giving Gyro a kill to snowball off of seems like the right call there. Oh, they still haven't found this ward. Oh. Tragedy. Where's LCM up to now? Doing some pulls, some stacks. No boots. 900. Triple digit net worth is always a sad sight.
Beastmaster is level 6. They should try to grab a kill on his lane. Storm Spirit needs to rotate.
This is where things are starting to feel like a little bit like you should be catching on that ward. He just smoked underneath the ward where that camp wasn't respawning. And he's going to guess wrong on another sentry ward. But looks like he was just smoking up his Storm Spirit. So he's going to show mid to get some farm. They want to try set things up for the Storm Spirit to find a kill up here. It was the bounty runes that they were looking to play around, but Team Secret weren't even going for these bounty runes at 10 minutes, at least not the top ones. Down bottom, how's Snake doing? Has hit level 6, so having a better game here, but attempted dive coming in from Puppey. This is where Snake needs to TP the hell out of this one. They try to scout him out, but Both sides kind of mirroring the opposing team's movements and just taking tier 1 towers. This is actually still looking at it fine. As disastrous as bottom lane was, it's not much of a gold difference. Gyrocopter is just as farmed as Sven, has stacks to fall back on. This is not a one-sided game by any means.
It's 5-0, but those early kills don't matter that much. Both of these teams playing around the catapult timings, so tier 1 tower are gonna go down. Mid tower's pretty healthy.
And as much as Pi has struggled to get some D wards, the Radiant Vision this game has been on point. They've got wards of their own around the map, and they've been using these Hawks to scout with, as well as the Boars. So Secret's struggling to find these like mid-game kills that can open up the game because of the great Newbee vision. We're going to see Storm finishing off that Kaya soon, so his net worth out farming the Wind Ranger, just able to jungle that a little bit more efficiently.
Storm Spirit still not involved in any of the kills. I mean, they don't have a single kill, that's why.
Involved.
It just hit me.
What do you mean? Lacoste, come on, he's been involved in all 0 of their kills.
That's 100%, right?
He's 100% kill involvement. How dare you lie to me? Oh, man. No, I mean, their lineup is not drafted to be getting kills right now. They're a team that comes online when they, like Storm with Kaya, maybe with Beastmaster having Medallion, we'll see Radiant making some plays, but Io Jara would just farm and wait for a Roar to set up a relocate game, which can theoretically start happening now. So we'll see if there is any notions to get a bit more aggressive coming in from Team Newbee. So we'll see. CM has the Windlace and the boots.
Yeah, she's been farming the jungle.
Yeah.
Bought the tome for herself. She's good to go. Like, she doesn't need items. Maybe a bracer in the next 10 to 15 minutes.
Beastmaster also doing some jungle farming, so a much more passive game compared to the last. Even though last had like a Midas Slark, a Naga, a lot of greed, double Midases on one side against the Lifesteal Midas. It felt like there was a lot more action. This time around, both teams happy to play it slow. Does this just favor one team straight up over the other, or are we gonna have to wait and see how these first fights happen?
Sven is just the hero that loves to farm, especially since he has a Hand of Midas, so once he gets that Echo Saber, he has a Blink queued up. I don't think BKB is necessary early on, because you're playing against the Beastmaster anyway, and you have save from the Shadow Demon.
But isn't Gyro just a hero that loves to farm as well at this stage of the game?
He does, yeah. Especially with the item build that he's going for. Aghanim Scepter. It's kind of a greedy build, but the game is passive, so he can afford to go for it.
And I always feel like when you get to like super late game, Storm is like one of the best heroes in Dota. Before that stage, there's going to be a relocate in, but the Ravage Macropie is waiting for them.
Great
by a
shackle
shot. The Gyrocopter Io just get blown to pieces. Storm gets the one kill, but he needs a way out of this one. Has a ball lightning, but not enough mana to escape, and they lose 3. I don't think they were expecting 2 heroes on the other side of those trees as mid one gets a triple kill.
Yeah, also, Tidehunter's not the hero that you want to go for. Like, you can't lock him down because of the Kraken. This feels like it could be a tier 1 tower, 30 seconds for Storm Spirit. Sven popped the God Strength. Yeah.
It feels like one of those, they got impatient, you know? It's like, we've been farming too long, we have 0. They probably look up and they're like, we have 0 kills, guys.
Nah, they just wanted to have one on the board.
Ooh, he was looking for a roar on the Sven there. Nice defensive disruption, though. Stops it from happening. And I think they realize their Gyro is very strong right now. Even without the Ag Scepter, he's quite tanky with all these components. He's up to 1200 health. Level 4 Rocket Barrage cooldown is good damage, but you also have to, you know, not relocate into a Ravage Macropire. That was the perfect combo coming out from Team Secret.
He also caught the Storm mid-air.
Yeah, Storm tried to time it to dodge the Ravage, but that's such a hard play
Bounty
to make.
runes.
Okay. Storm
They don't want to take this fight. They have no Tidehunter, no God Strength.
Okay, about to be back up. If they can find a roar. And Storm Orchid queued up as his first item, so kind of classic Kaya Orchid build.
You don't count Kaya as an item.
No?
No,
You don't? Of course it is.
I just said Orchid first item.
No, well, I guess so. Orchid first, yeah. I mean, I'd say it's like the first item. It's like the same way you don't count treads as an item. It's like a build-up. It's like if you go drums into BKB, I would say like
BKB is the first item.
Yeah.
There's the roar.
Yep. No Ravage this time. It's almost up. 20 seconds away. The cooldown coming in to play. Should be enough with the homing missiles. The damage there. The Wall Cracker to keep him alive. The Storm forces the ball in further. Does have the mana for it to get in as well as get out. Nice kill. Just a tide. Not the biggest of kills, but I think there is something mental for Forward about Newbee, about getting some of these kills. You know, they're just playing this game where you don't want to just sit there farming Sing on 0 kills, so they want to make some plays, even if, you know, that kill doesn't turn into a tower. That's not the biggest of kills, but psychologically, they feel good about getting a kill.
And I think this example just shows how good of an item Bracer is. He bought the Bracer 16 minutes in after he died on a Tide Hunter. Get some extra magic resistance. I don't think Pipe would have been a bad choice here as well.
You can just,
Against Storm, against the Crystal Maiden, sure. Rocket Barrage, and cooldown.
Often, even just like the casual hood, maybe, if you're not going to go for the full pipe. Just to make yourself that little bit unkillable. Not the case. Gyro just happily farming up some jungle here, and Gyro completed Ag Scepter. So his farm going to accelerate even further now.
Secret wants to take a fight right now. They have Sven, 200 gold away from a Blink Dagger, full BKB on Wind Ranger, on top of Javelin.
This is definitely one of their item timings. Low Shackle Shot, the Ice Path Macropire, that could be a dead CM. They throw out the Roar here. Wind Ranger defensively disrupted, but that's going to set up a cooldown, potentially hits him once, not going to follow it up, as there is a Ravage that they're going to be worried about. It's going to be
another Shackle.
They've shackled up. Do they want to go for this kill? The Ravage is going to come flying out. Now the Sven's showing up as well. The Ire with the relocate save will get him out of there, but he's going to be relocating back in. Are they going to look to fight this one? Gyrocopter has already kind of returned to this fight here. Doesn't look like the play is the fight. They're going to leave the Ire to die. Now, though, with Ravage down, if you're a Newbee, you say, let's go. Let's see what we can find.
It's time to go. They don't have the Roar for 50 seconds, but they should be able to get something. Storm Spirit getting closer to that Orchid, but I think it's go time. They don't have the Ravage. Macropire on cooldown for 10 seconds.
It feels like if there's a time to play aggressive, go for kills, it's whenever Ravage is down.
But that might backfire. Wind Ranger has double damage, and she didn't even pop a BKB in the previous fight.
Yep. They have seen that BKB, but it's something where they may not overcommit to like not go for a 5-man smoke gank, but just go for like that 2-man, find a Roar, then relocate in. Like Io Gyro, yeah, they're playing the top lane. You don't want to slow down your farm too much. CM with Storm, smoked up.
Using a scan like that against experienced team like a Team Secret, I think it reveals what you're actually doing. Because they know you want to play aggressive. Since your ult is on cooldown, they're not trying to scan it defensively, right?
Yeah. Team Secret playing on the other side of the map and avoided the aggression of Newbee. Ravage down, 50 seconds. They aren't really looking to fight. And Newbee may get themselves a tier 2 tower out of this. I think if you're Secret, you're okay giving up a tier 2. You are also making plays elsewhere on the map. It's Wind Ranger. Well, I would say finding a kill, but the trees causing some problems with the Frostbite. And relocated with the Freezing Field. That's a lot of bonus armor. Forces out the BKB. That homing missile not going to do a whole lot, so a BKB for a CM kill.
I think that's worth for Newbee.
Relocate on him. Yapsor. Oh, Sven's just going to turn and fight. Wants the IO kill, but I don't think he's got the damage for it. Instead, Nisha's getting kited around, and they've got one kill, probably looking for a second here. Yapsor has another Ice Path. They leave behind the Beastmaster, who should be able to get this kill. Gyrocopter no longer there. It does look like Yapsor with the forest slows. Yep, they get that kill. Ravage back up now, and I don't think you want to chase for more. Gyrocopter did get pulled back to keep on farming.
Team Secret overextended a little bit. The Shackle didn't connect on CM. Nice play by Pile Die there. Ringa Rosie around the trees. And forced a 10-second BKB.
That feels good when you're like that 5 position that sets up a nice sequence of events for your team. Just dying alone for the 10-second BKB feels like you're okay with it, but then not just that, but you also lead into a relocate bottom, the Sven going down, so not quite what Secret were hoping for as far as how they play around the Ravage being off cooldown.
Now the pickup potential is extremely good. They can basically be 4 with just the Beastmaster being on different side of the map trying to set things up. Storm Spirit with the almost 2,000 mana pool plus a relocate.
That is a lot of global potential in it. Something that's difficult to play into because, you know, Newbee just also have this ability just to kind of stall out this game now, keep these lanes pushed as well. So someone like CM can just go push lanes, and if Pilot Eye, you know, of course the Pilot Eye joke, you know, he's just going to go to lanes and kind of die over and over again to create some space. This is well worth it. Even if he gets ganked up here, he's getting some farm. None of his teammates want to be farming this lane because it's such a dangerous part of the map to be, so he's just going to kind of suicide push lanes. And
yeah, I would not mind to see Beastmaster picking up something like a Shadow Blade.
Yeah, I was thinking
this is what the Universe was doing when he was on his prime.
Yeah.
Just being on a different side of the map, Shadow Blade into Roar, into Relocate, pretty easy setup.
Yeah, when you're playing with the Eye Gyro, either that or the Blink Dagger. But for now, Solar Crest into Vlad's is queued up. He wants to enable his carry, the Gyrocopter. Solar Crest is
Solar
such a good
Crest
item.
is such a boss item, especially against the Wind Ranger and Sven.
It is a little bit busted.
Huge zip.
Yep, they catch out the Sven. He doesn't have his BKB yet. He's short on gold, and that's going to be an easy, quick kill. Tidehunter, who was just not in the neighborhood, does have a Blink Dagger, but they lost him too quickly.
Shadow Demon was a bit too far away, and also his Disruption was on cooldown, so he got saved.
And even if the Tide's there for a Ravage, this Gyro has BKB now, so hitting him with this Ravage is just that little bit more
Solar
reliable.
Crest. Do they want to go for Roche? I think that's the play.
This is risky, though. Blink Ravage potentially could come in, as well as a new freshly picked up NKB on Wind Ranger. They're looping all the way around. Now they're going to catch them by surprise. Roshan dropping fairly low, down to about a quarter health here. Blink Ravage comes in, they don't get the BKB off in time. It caught him by surprise. Follow-up Ice Path is there. Gyrocopter getting very low. He's going to drop before he can BKB. As Wind Ranger going in with that focus fire now gets roared. Damage has been done though. The buyback from the Storm Spirit, they want this Roshan. Who's going to grab it? The Aegis isn't going to hit the deck. It gets snatched by the Tidehunter. Great play from Zai. Storm would have loved to get it. He couldn't quite, but he is cleaning up here with the buyback. Nisha now shows up, doesn't have BKB, but doesn't have any problems with that as he completely annihilates.
Oh, they're going to find Io in the pit as well.
Oh dear.
Ice Bat, 3, 2, 1, go.
Kick off. Gyro decided not to BKB. What a team fight. We'll take another look at that one, but it all comes down to
Tidehunter just blanking in blindly.
You gotta just trust it. And you have to go for the Insta-Ravage. You can't hesitate when Gyro has a BKB. You need to catch him by surprise and hope that he doesn't react. If he BKBs before that Ravage hits, totally different fight.
Yeah, Yapstars, Macropyres, and Ice Bats were really on point. Storm Spirit tried to go for a risky play. I mean, that's what you need to do. Buyback, try to get a Roche. Didn't happen.
He still got some kills out of it.
Yeah, but he's in a really bad spot right now.
Yeah, he really is. Great sequence of events for Secret. One of those stressful moments where if Storm does manage to get the Aegis on the ground, it's kind of worth it in the end for Newbee. But ultimately, just not respecting that surprise blink smoke. And I love the way Secret, they come from that direction, probably because they expect, if they come from the standard direction on the top side of the Roshan pit, someone's going to be there to pop the smoke. So they take that route, least likely for their smoke to pop.
Oh, they're pinging it.
Well, they may see Wind Ranger. This ward gets vision.
They have the Hawk on them.
Are they going to jump her, though? Nope, they're going to go for the other target. They get the roar out. They want to get this Sven. He doesn't have BKB. Once again, he's bursted down. No BKB. He buys back and set, but this Gyro BKB he's just charging forward. Takes out the Tide. Doesn't have the Io to back him up anymore. And Sven charging on in. Doesn't have Godric for a couple more seconds, and it looks like Newbee may just try and disengage. Io D10 is into an Ice Path. Not quite what he was hoping for there. One or two more right clicks may finish him off. Nisha trying to chase him down, being slowed a little bit. He doesn't get the relocate out. He's 1 second
gonna
away.
die
There's
again.
a dieback. Yeah, Nisha. Crystal Maiden. Out of mana here. Will survive. Bounty runes are spawning. It looks like Newbee will get all 4 of them. dieback from the Sven, who's even further from the BKB all of a sudden.
Yeah, as you said, this Gyro with the BKB, they have nothing to address that problem. And Sven goes down so quickly. They use Solar Crest offensively after Storm zips in. He just melts.
Yep. I thought they were going to go for the win range, but that Sven without BKB is the better target for sure. And well, things, once again, I mean, Newbee showing up and playing some fantastic Dota here at TI. This game far from over. It's a 1k gold lead and a kill lead for Secret. But both game 1 and now game 2, they are looking like a formidable opponent who is pretty much being close to on par with Team Secret, one of the, perhaps the best team in the world.
And Gyro's thinking about what he wants to go for next.
Yeah.
Has Silver Edge queued up. He wants to be able to break the Tidehunter.
Yep. Not a bad option, of course. But we'll see if he fully commits to that or not. Definitely not your everyday conventional item pickup that you'd expect to see.
I mean, if Beastmaster went for Shadow Blade that we talked about, he could have upgraded the Silver Edge at one point.
Yeah, instead has the Vlads and the BKB queued up. I like the BKB though. You're playing into the Tidehunter. It does feel like one of those items you want on all 3 of your cores eventually. And yeah, Storm, he's got it queued up and about to be completed. Fighting Storm late game is tricky. Sven is not one of those carriers that likes playing into Storm as well. Does feel like it's going to be a tricky game for Secret as we head into the late game, but we saw what they could do last game. They find
never underestimate Team Secret.
Yeah. Interesting. Aetherland's Jakiro. I feel like that's an item I do not see all too often in Jakiro.
That's a lot of mana on Jakiro. Even has Arcane Boots, working towards that Guardian Greaves.
Close to that level 20. Love that GPM talent, I'm sure.
The extra cast range on Ice Path is really nice.
Yep. May allow you to maybe catch Storm or someone by surprise. So things will settle down. A 1k gold lead for Newbee. Respecting somewhat potent team fight of the Tidehunter, and they have given Sven time and room to finish off his BKB. He's got it now, so Nisha is going to be pretty happy with that one.
Shadow Demon has one job. Just keep an eye on Sven. If they initiate on him and he does not have a BKB, he needs to cast a Disruption on him.
They'll have a BKB, but there's still the Roar potential where they can try blow him up in Roar. Snake King is the key hero to watch as far as Newbee's concerned when it comes to killing these cores. And then we'll see what Storm does. Storm's one of those heroes that can just jump on someone like Shadow Demon. So you have to be so careful with your positioning if you're Puppy, because you're kind of public enemy number 1 as far as CCNC is concerned. What are we doing? Some of these later talents. Level 20 Beastmaster, so he gets the 500 health. Gyro is pretty underleveled, only hitting 18 so far.
Who's stealing his levels? That's right, Io.
He's 16, yeah. She levels Storm 22, and I mean Gyros just have to play fairly safe and cautiously for a lot of this game. Windrunner's level 20 talent, of course, one of the more obnoxious ones in the game, the invisibility, which you almost always see. I'd be surprised to see Shackle Shot duration.
He went for the Shackle Shot cooldown talent.
Oh, so maybe he is going for the duration.
Invisibility is really great, especially now that sentries are limited.
Well, Lincoln's queued up, so we'll see. He's going to be hitting that level 20 fairly soon, as this time around the smoke from Secret gets some deep wards down and sets them up to go for this tier 1 top tower, as well as potentially take this next Roshan bed. Newbee, smoke on past it, immediate Shadow Blade, there's a sentry waiting. Puppy, he's going to get jumped with the Orchid there, and the Gyrocopter, he's been chain stunned, the Ice Path into Rabbit, deletes him, as Storm Spirit didn't even finish off the Shadow Demon. They're dropping like flies. Newbee get punished. They tried to smoke and contest bounty runes, but they instantly lose their Gyrocopter, and they're going to lose the IO in the end as well to a double damage
Wind Ranger.
Brutal stuff. Having that Glimmer Cape to save Puppy and the disruption into Ice Path. Oh boy. Snaking. He's forced to roar. He still looks like he may just go down here. CM buys back, but I don't think they're going to keep him alive.
There's the
Glimmer.
Glimmer.
Okay, they will. The CM buyback in the end. Perhaps worth to save his life.
Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Puppey pinging out.
He can't solo kill him, but he can cancel his TP. Yep. Puppey needs to be careful. He's not going to go aggressive. He's going to run away. Okay. Oh, that was a is my storm going to die kind of scan. He's like, wait, are they coming down here? I have no mana.
The initiation was good. Go on Shadow Demon, try to blow him up, but there was no follow-up.
And the fact that the disruption was used on the gyro meant that the ice path was there and gyro just got blown up. He didn't get a chance to use BKB. Newbee themselves, they don't really have that insta-save. Yeah, relocate can be a save, but it's not instant, and it wasn't there to help out the gyrocopter. Gyro has to be very careful about how he plays these fights if he's going to frontline like that and risk himself getting initiated on before he can pop BKB.
And Jakiro is level 20 right now.
Casual.
GPM talent kicking in. About to finish his Guardian Greaves. Extra armor. Look at the amount of armor that they have. Vlad's Solar Crest about to be finished on Tidehunter.
Puppey with a plate mail. This Puppey thinks this is the guy that uses buy casual bucklers. Just for his
Not anymore.
Yeah. He's moved on since then, but he's going for bigger armor pieces. You know, he's like, I'm getting the plate mail. I'm not giving my team armor. I'm just taking it for myself. Now win range with the Lincolns. This is an annoying item because, like Storm, if you're jumping on the back lines, like you don't really feel good about using your ultimate to break it. Storm, speaking of which, gets jumped on the Ravage, follows up the Ice Path stun. They've got the damage and the chain stun. They bring down CCNC. Stun, 1 second away. They almost had it with that. Well, he didn't have the Storm Hammer cooldown, or he would have had it. He goes for the lifesteal instead. These long-range Ice Path, that's the Influence kicking in. CM, that's a dieback as Gyrocopter's going to turn and fight with the BKB. Yawar's going to do what he can here, but he needs to be careful. That BKB is wearing off and wearing off soon. He tries to hunt down Puppey. We'll finish him off with the Maelstrom proc. And now it's going to be Sven in trouble instead. The Sven's already popped BKB. The chase is on. CCNC wants this kill with the BKB of his own. It wears off now, but it's too late for Secret to save.
Yeah, now they need to get the Roche. CCNC bought back on that Storm Spirit, and the Roche is up cheese and Aegis.
Yep.
Sven has a buyback, but no ulti. Sen goes for Puppey.
They kill this pretty fast with the IO. And then Jara Axe, it does look like this is not going to be contested.
This is one of those moments whether you think, do I buy back or not? Right now he has Aegis, so really valuable for Newbee.
It's a must-have Aegis when you just fought back there. Would not have felt good about that buyback. His next respawn is going to be such a long one. With those 2-minute plus respawn times, and well, we'll see what they can do. 60 seconds without Ravage. If they can immediately Storm goes back to base. The second they get Aegis, I think they would just want to go and fight right away before Ravage comes back up. That's kind of the ideal scenario. Yeah, they're relocating in the Storm. Ice Path is there waiting for them. Stun hits him, but there's no follow-up. The Ravage being on cooldown, they're going to ball in. Looks like Yapster is going to get caught in the Jakiro, and yeah, they leave him to die.
He does not have a buyback. Well, he will have because of the GPM talent. He's getting the goal pretty fast.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they'll follow this up.
If they can drag this game for another, let's say, 15, 20 minutes, I think Newbee's going to take it. Because BKBs are going to drop, Sven will get easily kited. With the Boars or just Crystal Nova, it's really hard to play Sven.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
She decided to go for GPM talent.
I just saw that. I was like, oh, come on. They force out the BKB and Wind Ranger. Shadow Demon trying to come close, but the Flak is just destroying Puppey. And now with the break, they're going to bring down the Wind Ranger balling in. They're looking for Puppey. Another ball lightning. Storm has a bit of mana left. He's used most of it, though. Needs to be careful even with the Aegis. He feels very brave, and rightfully so. Puppey should go down for 1 or 2 more right clicks. The Orchid Pop is there, and that's going to be enough. Tier 1 tower. Looks like they should be able to get this one. Relocate, they've gone in on the high ground. Hello!
They found the Tide Hunter buyback from Puppy, but they're not going to get anything out of this.
They just went in balls deep. Why the hell not? They just killed Tide. He hasn't got buyback. He said for 55 seconds. That's huge. Can they just go high ground off of this?
They can. I mean, they should be careful about the Tide Hunter because they don't know if he has a buyback or not.
We're not
they
worried
wanna
about
check,
it.
yes.
But yeah. It's one of those things they may just want to force it and then disengage. So they're going to be very cautious about their high ground flips potentially. They put the gyro on the high ground with the Solar Crest buff. And the Storm, who, you see that buyback, you're balling out, but that buyback is not coming. And this is looking like we'll see Amelie Rex go down. They see Nisha mid, and I think Nisha being mid tells them they're not buying back. They're giving us this free Rax, otherwise Nisha would be here if they were going to defend. And they get themselves a Rax. What a fantastic aggressive play from Newbee, going in on the high ground with that relocate, taking out the Tide. And
they just cleaned the 3 towers and the full set of barons. Level 25 talents are getting closer. Beastmaster level 24 right now. Gyro 23.
Storm's just about to hit 25, and he's got one of those crazy ones.
After he hits level 25, good luck.
It's late game Storm. This is one of the best late game carries in the game. Obviously, sounds a bit counterintuitive to those of you maybe newer to Dota, since it's not a right-clicking carry, but it's his global mobility. The more items you get, the more your mana pool is. You can just bowl anywhere on the map. You have such instant kill threat when you have that long-range ball lightning, which does more damage the further you use your ultimate. And it's just so impossible and difficult to ever catch and kill CCNC. If you have buyback or Aegis as Storm in late game, it's so scary to play into.
They still have Aegis for a minute. They want to take advantage of that. Buyback on Storm, on cooldown for another 3 minutes.
Yeah, and the Aegis only for 50 seconds. So there's this small window where the Aegis will expire and buyback will still be on cooldown. That's maybe where Secret try and strike.
This is the window where Newbee does not want to take a fight. They will take a fight right now or...
Basically right now or... Yeah. They've got about 15 seconds. 30 seconds on the Aegis, but you don't want to take the fight when there's like 5 seconds left on Aegis. I'll take a tier 2, and I think this is probably it for them. Yeah, they take the creep wave, they back up to the high ground. Aegis about to expire. The call may be just to try and get some more of these like level 25s and play a bit more for the late game. Both Beast and Gyro sitting on level 24 now. Complete map control going Newbee's way after fantastic game 1. They are once again setting themselves up to succeed here.
No tier 2 towers left. Aegis is gone. Roche may respawn in a bit less than 3 minutes.
More GPM talents, both Newbee supports with these 150 GPM talents. For the Dire side. No GPM talents for poor Shadow Demon, just the Jakiro.
Imagine if Shadow Demon had GPM talent on level 10.
That'd be a good hero. Well, I remember when they first added talents, it was when Shadow Demon was like the most OP 5 position, so to make up for it, they gave Shadow Demon like the worst talents in the game. It was like +5 strength at level 10, and you had every talent you got as Shadow Demon was just utterly terrible as a way to basically balance the hero being too good. Now, you know, some of the talents are a little bit better. They're still not the scary. I like 30 XP, not bad. Movement speed, it's okay.
Soul Catcher on level 20 is big.
Yeah, the cooldown. That's what we typically see. Double disruption. I mean, 25 talents by nature are normally pretty crazy. So Beast slightly away, 1 or 2 more creeps away from hitting 25. Halt cooldown, I would expect, or what?
No, God, please
you
no.
Don't think so?
Nah.
You want the
Inner Beast attack speed is just insane, especially with Gyro's Flag, Storm Spirit.
It's only 25 though. But yeah, okay, I see what you mean. It just seems like a smallish
It's AoE 25.
Yeah, it's 25 for everyone. But you know, it's just what Gyro Storm are the ones right-clicking, I guess. But I'm with you. I like both. I don't think either sounds like crazy OP fighters.
And
he
goes
gets
for
the
Hawk.
Hawks. He's on my side of the cost. Come on. I know
Well,
the boys
sometimes you gotta look stupid so we can be smart.
Yeah. Don't worry, normally that's me looking like the stupid one here.
Nah, don't try to take it away from me.
What else we got? Sven, his 25 coming up. Don't worry. Gyro 25 coming up. That's definitely going to be the global call down. Such a good level 25 talent, Lacoste.
What about the homing missile charges? I mean, it's not bad. You can pop the Lincolns.
Oh, the
range.
I was trolling you.
Oh,
Dude. Global call
I don't know.
down.
I mean, you said the Hawk. I would disagree on that one.
Yeah, that's true.
This is why Dota is such a beautiful game, because everyone can have opinion.
I think global cooldown 25 is maybe like the worst 25 in the game. One of the worst.
Have you ever played Position 4 Gyro? It's a good one.
No. I haven't. You don't get level 25 that much on position 4 though. But even position 4 gyro, I still want the homing missile.
The homing missile is.
Yeah. Even
way,
as
way
position
better.
4, I'd still want that. It's like a good stun and nuke as well. Late game BKBs get pretty short too, so. Global cooldown. I think the cooldown used to do more damage, which is where it kind of felt okay, but they kept nerfing the missile damage to where it's like it doesn't even, if it killed a creep wave, that's one thing, but it doesn't even kill a creep wave. It's 550 damage. Creeps have what? 610 health, so you're not
That's
even
why you
killing
buy
creep
Kaya.
you
That's the
played this
next level
position
play.
for, okay.
Yeah.
I guess what, with the bonus damage? Is that
Spell amp 372.
He's at 585 damage. It's still not enough. He's still not killing creep waves with it. With Kaya, it would be enough, yeah?
Yeah, it would.
Alright. I don't think he's got the slots for Kaya in his item build,
Nah.
unfortunately. Yeah. Doesn't
Don't
quite
listen to
fit.
us. We're just theory crafting. This is not
Yeah.
your typical pub game. This is Team Secret against Newbee.
These teams are saving those strats for TI Tech. Here we go. Down the mid lane we go. Smoked up. Playing around that next Roshan. It's respawned in 2 seconds' time. Both teams know how important it can be. And Storm, Sven did hit level 25 himself, so Nisha has that talent. CM needs to be a little bit careful. That long-range Ice Path initiation. Full stuff away. Now they know where Secret are. You kind of expect them to be around this Roshan pit, but they've got the confirmation. Tied with a gem. Important to be able to kill these damn pesky hawks. You can't let your opponents have this big vision advantage. So several of them still scouting the map.
Oh, Ags, this is big. If Newbee can take this one, give Ags the Storm Spirit, you basically have a Ravage.
We'll have Ravage against Ravage. It looks like it's being claimed uncontested for now. Can they get here in time? They see Wind Ranger in the base. They see Shadow Demon, I believe, up top as well. And uncontested Roshan. Who's taking the axe? Gyro's got it? Okay, gives it to Storm. For a second, I was like, is Gyro going to use this just so we can get an extra item slot? It's such a good axe upgrade on Storm.
Storm with Regen, Crystal Maiden Aura. Look at him zipping.
Yeah, it's pretty damn nice.
At this point, everyone has a buyback. All 10 heroes.
10%. Oops, Gyro, careful. Get that buyback, my friend. Okay, he's back. He's about to, I think, yeah, he's got the Mjolnir coming out in Courier. Or will be soon. There we go. Mjolnir plus buyback. 10 buybacks. This is the late game Dota. We've seen every single game today has been 50 plus minutes on Outstream. Well, I don't know about the games that when we weren't here, but we had TNC versus Keen. That was some crazy late game Dota, and here's Secret and Newbee delivering quality Dota as well. Bannerun's going to spawn, and for now it's Newbee just increasing their lead bit by bit. They've got this economy going. They've got those GPM talents. 2 GPM talents against 1.
Easy math, huh?
Absolutely. The 19K is the math. That's how much that extra GPM talent was worth.
Storm Spirit is farming the map way too fast right now.
Yep. Do they break high ground with this Aegis? What do you think the plan kind of is?
I think they just want Storm Spirit to have his buyback because he fully committed, has that Lincoln here right now. Push out all the waves and then take a team fight.
This bottom lane will kind of naturally push itself with the Rax claim, so they are kind of waiting for that hero to expose itself.
Yeah.
And they probably remember what happened last game. They were in basically this exact position. I don't know if it was this much of a gold lead, but they went for a high ground push and they died.
This is the timing if they wanted to go for like 45 minutes to siege units, but they oh, Storm Spirit Arcane Rune.
Ooh, juicy.
Catapults are approaching. It's go time.
I think they're just a little bit scared from last game. That high ground push where they had the life stealers slow sieging the base and they got jumped and lost the game. They're just a little bit tentative to make a play. They do smoke up and they will be sending those Hawks to get them some vision. And yeah, Storm's just going to jump in, see what he finds. Trying to bait out some spells. Doesn't even commit too much of his mana pool for this with the regen he's got. And they are going to get the D-wards going. They just want to control the vision around this area. They don't necessarily need that high ground ward when they've got Hawk. And Storm going to continue to try and force out some spells. Gyro gets gone. He does not have an Aegis. Satanic. Yeah, with the Satanic and the Iron backing him up. Storm going to jump on the backlines here. Wants to maybe find Nisha. Nisha's BKB has been popped, and with the BKB wearing off, it's going to get a whole lot harder for Secret to take this fight. Hunter still has Blink Ravage though.
Yeah, they don't necessarily need to commit because top lane is also pushing to siege units, dealing a lot of the damage to the towers.
Yep.
And I think they're just gonna wait, reset, Sven just pop the ulti, and then go in.
Yeah, with BKB down perhaps. Oh, or just the ultimate down. Storm just slowly regenerating that mana back up. I say slowly, it's not really that slow. 60 mana a second with the CM Aura. And they'll be ready to go fairly soon.
They want to use this Aegis. Still a minute and 20 left on it.
Yeah, just the BKB they're really waiting. I think the Gyro BKB, they'll say, okay, let's wait for that. Sven may have BKB himself, but without God Strength, you're not exactly afraid of the Sven BKB. Storm just continuing to throw his mana at the Team Secret side, trying to poke at them, but not really doing a whole lot of damage, but getting some good info. Even just these remnants being down gives you some kind of idea of when people run and move forward. And now the Gyro once again on the high ground. It's the Secret high ground defense being tested once more. That right damage with the MKB. So much damage as they do jump in on the Wind Ranger. Hurricane is there, the cooldown being used just to kind of kite them around a bit. Nice ice blast to catch the Gyrocopter, stop him from running on in. Nisha getting fairly low here. Flacking off the racks here is
Rocket.
Yeah. Oh, Nisha. He's forced to pop his BKB just to keep himself alive. Doesn't want to die there. As Storm is completely out of mana.
Aegis is gone in 20 seconds. They should be careful.
They want this melee rack, so I got to imagine. Are they going to commit for it? Gyrocopter can come back in. Hasn't got BKB anymore, but it looks like the melee rack is going to go down. Shackle Shot going to land here. The Sven folds it up for the Ice Path as well, but the relocate out. Nicely done by the Eye to keep him alive. Storm has to be careful now as well. That's the Aegis. They get the melee racks, the range racks, less important. It doesn't regen up. Storm
just zipping in, trying to put some vision with the remnants.
Exactly. He's getting vision. He's not really going for kills. He's not really trying to do anything crazy.
Like, he's not afraid. He has 2 defensive items, BKB and the Lincoln Sphere.
Yep.
So they can't really pop it fast enough. Ideally, you'd want to stun him or use Bloodthorn on him, but I don't think that's going to happen, or put the disruption into Icepath.
No Aegis, no problem. They're just not giving Tide an opportunity to go for a Ravage, but they are going to jump this Gyro. Is there a save from? The Roar comes into play. It's going to buy him enough time with the Satanic. Status resist. Gyrocopter gets up the BKB. Disrupted there. He's just flacking through everyone. He's absolutely destroying Team Secret. They lose the Tide. He's already used the Ravage as well. Mid one's going to be careful. He's running in with his own BKB. He wants to focus on the Gyro, but the lifesteal from the Satanic keeps him alive just long enough. Biovex come flying in, both Wind Ranger and Tide. Nisha's still in the front lines with the BKB. Doesn't need God Strength for now. He's still going to take out the Beastmaster. Force the buyback. The CM also with the BKB. Doing all kinds of damage. The double pull coming in from the Aghanim 7 of the Storm. They've taken out Sven. He buys back as well. 4 buybacks being used. The Shadow Demon. It's a dieback from Pumpy. And the last melee rack is going to fall here. This could be Megas. Secret losing the range racks at mid as well at the same time. They've come back from Mega Creeps once today already. They may be asked to do it again. But for now, they keep their melee racks alive. Just barely. I don't think Newbee are done though.
2 buybacks committed by Newbee, they want to go in, they want to finish this. Storm zipping in.
Yep, gets the pull out as well. The homing missile follows it up. They're just going to buy some space, but Gyro has to be careful. He's got no buyback. The full stuff going to pull him out of the base here. Storm, he's being shackled up. Can they get this Rax here? Gyro comes to running and getting incredibly low. You've got to be so careful, you are. He gets taken out. What are you doing, you are? He's dead for 2 minutes. They've got to get out. And Ice Puff comes in as well. Storm in trouble now as well. They've taken him out. He's got buyback. They have to use it. They lose the CM. They're just dropping one by one. It's deja vu from game number 1 as Io barely survives. Oh man, Gyro with the dieback. They do still have a big Rax advantage, and I don't see Secret able to easily push out these lanes. They're going to maybe try to do so, knowing that Gyro cannot buy back.
They could have focused the Raxes instead, get the Mega Creeps, maybe even Suicide for it. Use 2 buybacks for it, didn't even get it. You know what? If Beastmaster had the other level 25 talent, the attack speed, they would have gotten it so easily.
Yeah, but if they didn't have the Hawks, they wouldn't have been able to get that jump, you know. Come on, it's high calculus math NA plays. You know, Grant would have some kind of explanation for it. Storm trying to ball and take the creep wave out. He gets the siege creep in the air, but I believe that does take down the backdoor protection. As they can't focus down the village, instead they go for the kills. They know this is potentially a dieback, and the Io relocate save is there. Snake King kept alive just barely. Oh man.
The backdoor protection is kicking in, and he's just gonna clear the creep wave. Good luck.
That's the end of the push. They had a small window to take the Rax. But then once that backdoor protection came back up, the push is over. Is there a Roshan of any sort? It's respawning. It's a long Roche respawn, unfortunately, for Secret. If it was up now, they would love to get their hands on an Aegis, Cheese, Refresher, and Aghanim Scepter. But it's not to be.
So what level 25s do we have? Windranger just hit hers in that previous fight. 30% cooldown reduction, which works on items as well. 9-second cooldown on Lincolns, and
Jakiro.
49 on...
This is huge on Jakiro. Ice Path duration.
Oh yeah, that one is
with
actually
an
insane.
Octarine core. 6.75 second cooldown Ice Paths. Wow.
Only 3 seconds downtime.
Yep. And the other 25s yet to come out. We're still waiting on some of these supports. Io probably going for the relocate cooldown in this game. Doesn't have any damage items. It's pretty good with Gyro having the flak, of course, but we've seen these clutch relocate saves.
Yeah, especially if they get the Mega Creeps.
Yes. Puppy puts the ward down.
They know something's
Yeah,
up.
they saw the ward. They had a sentry there, but they're still going to get CF jumped on. They've got to cut their losses here. They know that the Dire Ward was planted there. I think you just disengage. There's no...
They're going to go for Roche.
That's the problem, yeah. There's no lanes that you're worried. You're not worried about losing Rax here, but you are worried. You've just lost Roche control, and it's just a CM, but it's still a CM here. They've dodged the Ravage. Oh, the Satanic, the status resist again.
He needs to pop it.
Yeah, where is the life still? It's not there. They lose Gyro. That's a dieback. He didn't get the relocate out. Stormbird's ball again. Gets the Ravage of his own. He catches out forward the Vortex. Io's gone relocating back in, and he's going to pay the price. Does have buyback, immediately pops it. Double gem on the ground.
Oh, they're waiting.
They're sticking around.
Where was Storm Spirit in that fight? I did not see where he was. There's going to be a huge zip. He's chasing. He got him.
No BKB, but there's Satanic for the status resist. He's getting shackled as well after an Ice Path. They've just lost Storm. It's a dieback. Oh no. Team Secret, had they done it again? Had they pulled victory out of a hat?
Master shackled, walks back to the
Ranger
mid-range.
dead without buyback, and it's about to be 4 if they can't keep this Beastmaster alive. The Io puts a BKB of his own in the backlines, and the creep wave, it hasn't been dealt with.
Ghost Scepter.
But it's just Io. And he's been power shotted down. Mid one's going to finish him off. They're going for the tier 4s. They
GG. Oh my god, I can't
Holy
believe
shit.
that Team Secret actually won this game again.
It was literally the exact same script as game 1. Team Newbee,
So you're saying Team Secret is using script?
with the way they play it,